Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, why Indianapolis Colts fans are waking up happy this morning. What IU's win on Saturday did for them in the latest AP Top 25 poll. Why ATF agents were in a Canby neighborhood yesterday. And why a former IU ball player is in jail after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis at 6 o'clock.
This is a Fox News alert. All 20 hostages set free from Gaza. I'm Dave Anthony. That's the chant in Freedom Square in Jerusalem, where the president is about to speak as they all celebrate this.
Just a short time ago, the Israeli Defense Forces gave a simple statement that this nation has waited 2 years to hear. There are no more living hostages in Hamas captivity.
Fox's Steve Harrigan is in Jerusalem.
Those hostages from 2 different locations, 20 of them alive, have been transferred first from Hamas to the Red Cross, and then from the International Red Cross to Israeli military forces. And then the IDF brought them to a base in Ra'im, a military base inside of Israel. From there, some of them, the initial 7, are now preparing to go to hospitals in Tel Aviv.
We're still awaiting word on the remains of the 28 dead hostages Hamas also is to hand over. Meanwhile, Reuters reports the first of 38 buses carrying Palestinian prisoners has crossed into Gaza, swapped as part of that Trump ceasefire plan. The president is now in the parliament in Jerusalem, getting a big applause as he walked into the Knesset. He will speak in moments, and we've learned the president will say it's a historic dawn of a new Middle East, and the focus must now be on stability and economic development, though many questions remain about rebuilding and governing Gaza after the destruction of the war that left 67,000 Palestinians dead. President Trump talked to reporters when he landed in Israel.
We're going to Egypt after Israel, and we're going to meet all of the leaders of the very powerful and big countries and very rich countries and others, and they're all into this deal.
And again, in a matter of minutes, he will address the Israeli parliament. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
2 teams and 1 loss between them. Clear radar, 50 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 77 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick, and here's what's trending at 6:02.
And time is going to run down on the Arizona Cardinals. And the Colts improved to 5-1 on the season. It'll be the Indianapolis Colts 31 and the Arizona Cardinals 27.
Matt Taylor with the call on the Ascension St. Vincent Radio Network. And the Colts head to Los Angeles Sunday, where they will play the 4-2 Chargers. Indy sits up top the AFC South this morning at 5-1. The Indiana Hoosiers are 6-0 and 3-0 in the Big Ten after a 30-20 win against Oregon Saturday. They jump 4 spots to number 3 in the AP Top 25 poll. Mark Sanchez booked into the Marion County Jail Sunday after posting bail from his hospital bed. Here's Jake McDaniel.
Sanchez was taken to a hospital after he was stabbed many times in the torso on October 4th in downtown Indianapolis. He was initially arrested on 3 misdemeanor charges, and Indy Metro Police released a booking photo of him. He is set to appear in court next month to face charges, including battery with injury. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
On Sunday, an explosion in a Canby neighborhood spread as a suspicious fire is now under investigation.
Fire spread to the adjacent house to the north. With the result of the fast-moving fire, the 2 adjacent homes were damaged. Luckily, there was nobody that was injured because working smoke detectors early stages in the morning, everybody was able to get out.
And that's Brandon Perry of the Madison Township Fire Department, who says the ATF is now helping them with their investigation. Todd Leary's name used to echo through Assembly Hall. Now it's on a court docket in Hamilton County as the former IU star and broadcaster is accused of pocketing nearly $50,000 for a basketball training program in an AAU team that never existed. A Carmel dad says he paid for a lifetime coaching package and a roster spot, but got nothing in return. Leary was arrested on Friday. I'm Ryan Hedrick, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. And with traffic, here's Matt Bear.
Ooh, hello, yes. Raymond Street at Shelby Street. Be careful there on the south end. As we have a crash, Shelby Street at Raymond reported as somebody getting hit by a car. Also southbound Keystone Avenue. We had lights out, power out, 62nd Street, and police were out there, and they're kind of rerouting southbound Keystone and 62nd at the moment. Not a lot of traffic out, so it should only cost you a minute. Traffic sponsored by Audible. Stuck in traffic, Audible's romance collection will have you falling fast in the slow lane. Satisfy every side of you with rom-coms, romantasy, and the really steamy stuff. Listen free with a 30-day trial. Audible.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. President Trump is in Jerusalem, sitting in front of the Knesset as the crowd is being introduced. You have all 20 hostages held by Hamas in captivity for 737 days since October 7th, 2023. They have been released. That release started earlier today, approximately 1 a.m. Eastern time, with the release of 7 hostages. They then came in 2 other tranches, we will call them, until all 20 living hostages were released. We have 28 hostages that they know of, the remains of, who have died in the captivity of the Hamas barbarians. There is a conversation about when those remains will be returned. President Trump arrived in Israel just shortly after 9:30 a.m. That would be Tel Aviv time, so 2:30 a.m. here. We're 7 hours behind here in Indiana. And has made his way to the Knesset, where he spoke with hostage families for, I think, far longer than anybody anticipated. This speech was supposed to have already happened. It was supposed to have already happened 2 hours ago. I was awake for it. I was covering it, waiting for it to happen. It did not. So right now you have, I believe, the Speaker of the Knesset is who has been speaking. You have the President of Israel, Isaac Herzog, who's a more ceremonial figurehead, there on the dais with President Trump, who is now receiving a thunderous bit of applause, which you can't hear from the microphones. Trust me about the room. And you have, of course, the Prime Minister, who is there seated along with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, the Secretary of War, and they did refer to him as the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, along with the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Dan Raisin Kane, as they call him.
Mr. President, I would like to thank you that you granted the Knesset the honor that it is the first parliament that you are visiting in your present term. In the Jewish tradition, we are used to bless you, the one who gives us the honor. Thank you very much, Mr. President, President Trump. Honorary President, 2,000 years ago, we were exiled from our homeland. But in all the diaspora that we lived by, we never forgot Jerusalem. The beating heart of the Jewish people since its...
So the female voice you're hearing is the translation. The male voice you're hearing is the speaker in the Hebrew. I'm going to wait for President Trump to speak right there. My desire is to bring you as much of this uninterrupted as possible. This is my plan. To do this, I'm going to throw off a fair amount of things for the station. They can yell at me later. So here's what we're going to do. Producer Kylan, we are going to engage our break right now. Wait, hold on, stop. We might not. If he's going to start speaking, because I thought it was going to be a couple minutes before he spoke and we could get it in. I want to bring to you as much of it as humanly possible. Some excerpts have been released talking about not only that Israel will remain, but that we will, the people who have been pushing hatred, the people who have been pushing anti-Semitism, You lose, you always lose, you will always lose. This is part of the speech that was released to the press that flew with him on Air Force One to Tel Aviv, and then the road on Route 1, if you will, up to Jerusalem. So we're waiting on the speech to begin. Do me a favor, producer Kylan. Let's take care of some of our great sponsors, and then I'm going to bring this back to you guys. It's breaking. We're following it every bit of the way. Tony Katz, you good, Kylan? You good? Tell me you're good.
Good to go.
93 WIBC, good morning.
This is Gary Dick. An ag bioscience startup suspends plans at 6:32. Brought to you by IBJ's 2026 economic forecast, presented by Fifth Third Bank, Thursday, November 13th. RSVP and reserve your corporate table at ibj.com/events.
Hey, Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning. Owner Jim Scott is based in Clinton County, but they're now serving a larger area.
Boone County and Hamilton County, there are just not enough HVAC contractors in those areas to handle the demand. So we can offer a value for them because of our 5-star rating, family-owned, quality.
On the north side, just go to jimsheating-air.com for Jim's Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Of all the times to buy new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete offer details. Offer ends 10/31/2025.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how retailers become constantly connecting must-visit shops. How restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with our reliable business internet. Plus, stay connected when you add Wi-Fi backup for just $35 a month. And ask about a $400 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Wireless Connect requires business internet for additional monthly charge. Taxes and other fees extra. Prepaid card offer ends 11/16/25.
Every day, you're giving yourself to others. Whether it's soccer practice, work demands, or meal planning for the fam, life just keeps going. But an extraordinary life is the one you keep loving and living. 1 in 8 women will face breast cancer in her lifetime. Age 40 or older? Visit franciscanhealth.org/breastcare to schedule your mammogram online. And don't let the ordinary get in the way of your extraordinary life.
America respects our first responders and veterans, the brave whose business is taking action when calamity strikes. It's dangerous work, often surrounded by sirens, shouting, even gunfire, so hearing loss is probable. First responders can turn to Relay Indiana. If you have trouble hearing on the telephone, visit RelayIndiana.com for voice recognition technology phones that allow the hearing impaired to have normal phone conversations. And there's loaned equipment for those who qualify. Get clarity back on the phone. Visit RelayIndiana.com.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, I think I saw a fox on my way in.
Oh, that was the Carfax Carfox. He was congratulating us on our Carfax Top-Rated Service Center Award.
I have always rated Tire Discounters at the very top.
Oh, thanks. So does Carfax. And not just for tires, but for all our services, too.
Alignment, brakes, shocks, and struts, and more.
Yes, sir.
But, Mike, do you think people believe Carfax over me?
Well, you are the Phantom tire buyer.
Exactly.
You're listening to continuing live coverage of breaking news from the 93 WIBC Mobile News Center.
Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. President Trump right now in in Jerusalem at the Knesset. He will be speaking to the Israeli parliament and the people assembled. All 20 hostages have now been released. They are in Israeli custody for lack of a better word. Some have been reunited with families. Some have connected via telephone or via video. These more and more are going to come out right now. You have the president of Israel, Isaac Herzog, there on the dais with, I believe that is the speaker there for the Knesset, and President Trump, and the accolades pouring in. Secretary Rubio is there, Secretary Hegseth, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Dan Kane, is there, along with the Israeli ambassador, U.S. ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee. I'm going to bring you President Trump's speech in full as much as I can, but first let's check traffic right now on the 5s. Matt Bear in the WIBC Traffic Center. What's going on?
On the south side, let's stay clear of Raymond Street at Shelby. Large police presence because somebody got hit by a car a little bit ago, so drivers really should avoid the area if you can right now. Again, this is Shelby at Raymond, or on Raymond just to the west of I-65 tough intersection. Looking at northbound 69 up in Fishers. Northbound 69 crash near 126, and the right lane is blocked. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Shop the 95th anniversary sale at Grand Appliance to save on top brands like GE, Cafe, and more. Visit grandappliance.com or your local showroom for details. That's grandappliance.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
48 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:15. So as they are speaking, we have learned some things. We certainly have learned that, luckily, fortunately, the 20 remaining hostages that were thought to be alive were indeed alive. I have not yet seen any reporting that shows that any of them had to be immediately airlifted to other hospitals. The plan was there were 3 hospitals where they would be taken to be immediately checked. Certainly, one would not trust Hamas on any level and should not trust Hamas on any level. If there were people who had serious issues, felt to be immediate issues, they would be airlifted to other hospitals. That does not seem to have taken place, which I am very happy to hear about. Meanwhile, you have Hamas threatening Gazans, release absolutely no information, no photo, no video, no statement, no anything about the hostage transfer, because we don't want the Israelis, we don't want the Americans, we don't want the world to know how we were able to keep these people in tunnels so hidden for over 2 years. Meanwhile, Hamas is having its issues with other factions. That is taking place. One of these factions, you may have heard some of these stories, where there was a fight that took the lives of 54 of what's known as this Dogmush clan. Dogmush clan. Or is it pronounced Domush? Dermush. Domush. Domush, I believe is the proper pronunciation. These are Islamists against Islamists. And these Islamists killed a so-called journalist by the name of Salah al-Jafarawi. Again, my pronunciation's not perfect there. This is a guy who was anti-Israel, anti-Zionist, engaged in the misinformation. He was known in circles online as Mr. FAFO. He was killed in this fighting. With these 2 clans. Hamas is trying very, very, very hard in order to have a level of power and consistency in the area. They are working overtime to increase their levels of control.
What I'm watching for is what Hamas is doing on the ground right now inside Gaza. It is consolidating control. Reports on the ground say it's rounding people up, killing other Palestinians that might present a threat. There have been some Palestinian tribal families that have worked with the Israelis, worked with the American-backed aid agency that has tried to get aid to Gazans, and anything that represents a challenge to Hamas's power seems to make it a target right now. That's going to be a real challenge for whatever security force they decide on inside in Egypt. The leaders can say, hey, we're going to send various different peacekeeping forces in, but those peacekeeping forces may have to fight to get territory back from Hamas. That could create violence that gives Israel a chance to restart the war again.
Now, I think it's an ugly statement from CNN there talking about Israel restarting a war. Israel never started the war, which is, of course, the entirety of the conversation. Israel never started the war. Hamas started the war. Every rational person knows this. But when you take a look at your social media feed, which of course could drive you to drink, you will see that they cannot accept that Hamas started this war. They cannot accept that Hamas lied about everything. Let me give you one of many examples. This is the story about how Hamas said that there were 400,000 missing Palestinians because of the Israeli response. Now we're hearing they report 9,500 missing under the rubble. From 400,000 to 9,500. It's like how the Gaza Health Ministry reports on the injured or killed. The Gaza Health Ministry is Hamas. Who would believe these liars, these frauds, these terrorists, these monsters? Well, the American left would believe them. I mean, they obviously have. The Gaza Health Ministry, Hamas, never distinguished between civilians and militants. You can't have a number that way. It's impossible. It cannot be done. So you don't have it. And there are people out there right here in Indianapolis and across the state and across the country who would quote these numbers as if somehow they meant anything, when, of course, they were all a lie every step of the way. What else did we learn? And the reporting from the New York Times, every now and again, like the Indy Star, they hit it. In August of 2022, as reported, Yahya Sinwar, who was the leader of Hamas, who was killed. They had the drone strike, and you could actually see him. Sinwar authored in 2022 a document envisioning, quote, brutal attacks of aggression against Israeli civilians and soldiers. Civilians. The plan was always to go after civilians. And the lie that the left tells here in the United States and around the globe is no one ever went after civilians. These are all soldiers. What are you talking about? They're not all soldiers. Of the 20 alive returned, I believe only 2 were active duty. Everybody else was enjoying a concert. Sinwar called, as the reporting goes, for militants to destroy civilian neighborhoods by dousing them with gasoline before setting them on fire, as well as to broadcast the violent acts so as to evoke fear in Israelis and destabilize the country. Wanted to burn down the villages, wanted to burn down the cities, wanted to burn down the people, wanted to take video of it all, document it all, share it with the world to instill fear. They worked aggressively, not to hide what they were doing, but to show it off. And yet, I've got Jesse Brown, the city county councilor from Indianapolis, wearing a keffiyeh. Somehow, he's in solidarity. I've got these fools, Jewish Voice for Peace. They're not Jews. Stop it. It's like chickens for KFC, as Benjamin Netanyahu said. Pushing this idea of, oh, look what Israel's doing. Hamas did this. Every single thing we knew about their intentions, about their desires, factual. Every single thing. Now, I am going to get to President Trump's speech. Still, you have the Speaker of the Knesset speaking. And I think now he might be turning it over to President Trump. Now, what's weird is he's not standing as he speaks. They stand to do rounds of applause. He's sitting while he gives that speech, which is very, very interesting in its presentational style. No, he's still going. One of the other stories that we are following, because we are following some other stories, is how the markets went a little silly when Trump said, you know what, if you're going to do this on rare earth minerals and create such a chokehold on rare earth minerals, you know what, I got no interest in meeting with you. I'm good. Thanks. We're fine. To which China said, hey, that's not the way the friends act and share with each other. Oh, we're just protecting our own. Don't be mad at us. To which Trump then put a 100% tariff on. To which China said, what are you doing? To which Trump said, hey, guys in the markets, don't worry about it. President Xi just made a little boo-boo, made a little error. We'll be back to fine. We'll be back to square. Benjamin Netanyahu is now speaking. Let's check traffic quickly with Matt Baer, and then we will get to the Prime Minister.
All right, Fishers, northbound 69 near 126th Street. That's a crash blocking the right lane. And on the south side, please avoid Raymond Street at Shelby Street, okay? Westbound Raymond is closed just after I-65 at Shelby because somebody was struck by a vehicle, and I'm told with a serious injury. So avoid that area, Raymond at Shelby. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
You're listening to continuing live coverage of breaking news.
48 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. It is 6:26. The President of the United States in Jerusalem in front of Knesset, the Israeli parliament right now, Benjamin Netanyahu speaking.
We remember our friends. We know.
In the Hebrew with the translation.
Your important part, and the determined part to the return of the hostages in this day. When we were informed today, an hour ago, that all our live hostages returned back to us. What excitement.
I will let Benjamin Netanyahu continue his conversation there in front of the Knesset. We'll take the short break. When President Trump begins speaking, we will bring it right back. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Energy slipping? Losing your edge? It could be low T. Take action. Synergen X and Low T Center offer a quick free T test.
Get pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded, personalized by experts just for you. Most insurance covers it. The best you is waiting. TRTMVP.com.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion? That's billion with a B. Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Micro. That's pound 250, Micro.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Applied Innovation customer John Dennis, Director of Information Services at Memorial Healthcare, enjoys his Applied Innovation partnership.
It was one of the best decisions we've ever made by far here, because things just get done.
There is no drama. There are no issues.
Applied Innovation has helped bring all printing in-house for your hospital and more than 25 additional locations.
We've grown into a state-of-the-art print shop over the past few years, and healthcare printing's a big deal. We print about 1 million pages a month here.
You also discovered Applied Innovation offered secure shredding services.
We took them up on it, and the feedback I got from our Director of Health Information Management is that's one of the best decisions she's ever made.
Ready to make one of your best decisions ever? Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedyinnovation.com. Applied Innovation, office technology made simple from a partner you can trust. Applied Innovation, fast, friendly, amazing.
93 WIBC Mobile News, on the level, on the go.
A historic day in the Middle East. Clear radar, 50 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 77 today. This report brought to you by Scandinavian Design. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30. President Trump is set to speak any moment now in Egypt as Hamas has released the last 20 hostages in a deal intended to stop the war in Gaza.
The 20 men were handed over to the International Red Cross in 2 separate groups before being transferred to the Israeli military, back home after more than 2 years of detention in a war zone. They returned to Israel as heroes. Friends and families have gathered to hear the news of their loved ones' freedom. There were huge cheers in Tel Aviv's Hostage Square when the news broke. The bodies of 28 hostages who died are still to be handed over. Israel has begun the process of releasing nearly 2,000 prisoners and detainees in return.
And that's Fox's Jonathan Savage. Any moment now, President Trump is set to speak in and will break in as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is addressing the situation. Police are working to make an arrest in South Carolina in a shooting that left 4 people dead and 20 injured.
It happened on St. Helena Island at a bar called Willie's. The place was packed with hundreds of people when shots rang out. The crowd scrambled for cover. Some ran to nearby businesses and homes trying to escape. The bar's owner described the scene as screaming and panic and fear. The circumstances leading up to the shooting, as well as persons of interest, are still unknown. The Beaufort County Sheriff's Office said in a press release, "We ask for your patience as we continue to investigate this incident."
And that's Fox's Jill Nato reporting. I'm Ryan Hedrick, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic, weather, sports, and continuing coverage in Egypt next on WIBC.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. A Knox County startup that was planning to build a $79 million bioplastics facility in Vincennes says those plans are now being suspended. Agro Renew, which launched in November of 2023, was developing a massive facility that would take waste from Knox County melon farms and use it to create biodegradable single-use plastics such as straws and grocery bags. In a statement, the company said unforeseen circumstances led to the decision. Bombardier's decision to locate a new aircraft service center at Fort Wayne International Airport is viewed as a win for Northeast Indiana and the state. The investment expected to mean 100 new well-paying jobs there, and Mayor Sharon Tucker expects more to come.
And we're excited about what it means for young mechanics who want to have a career in the trades and want to go into aerospace to do that work. When I personally talked with members of Bombardier, they were very concerned about the workforce. And when we shared with them the opportunity that exists in our city, it just made it an attractive location.
The Purdue University Board of Trustees has approved an increase to President Mung Chiang's base salary. That increase brings Chiang's base salary to $600,000 beginning January 1. The term of Chiang's base employment was also extended 2 years and now runs through June of 2031. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress, from the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
Our Innovate Indiana series is on the move in October. Join us for Innovate Southern Indiana in New Albany, October 1st. Innovate South Bend Elkhart in South Bend, October 14th. And Innovate South Central Indiana in Bloomington, October 24th. The Innovate series is presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. Each location will feature a powerful afternoon of ideas, innovation, and insight, and what's next for each region. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate. OrthoWorks has named a new leader for its orthopedic industry retention initiative. Andrea Sullivan, who has more than a decade of experience in the healthcare and medical device industries, will serve as executive director. She succeeds Ryan Christner, who was appointed OrthoWorks president and CEO in June. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
All right, Gary, looking at Raymond Street at Shelby Street on the south side, we have westbound Raymond closed right out the I-65 interchange because somebody was hit by a car earlier, seriously injured, and right now that whole area is just covered with emergency personnel, so please avoid, again, the south side Raymond at Shelby. Also in Fishers, northbound 69 near 126th Street, that's a crash blocking the right lane, slowing traffic down to State Road 37. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer in September 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
We have got 48 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:36.
Mr. President.
Sports, Ryan Hedrick, what do you got?
Tony, good morning. The Indianapolis Colts needed a win to stay on top of the AFC South Sunday, and Jonathan Taylor made sure they got it.
Jones, quick pitches to the left side to Jonathan Taylor. Comes up, he's in! Touchdown! Touchdown! I-N-D-Y for Jonathan Taylor.
Matt Taylor with the call on the Ascension St. Vincent Radio Network. Jonathan Taylor powered it in from a yard out, finishing a 9-play, 66-yard drive and giving the Colts the lead. They held on to beat the Cardinals 31-27 and moved to 5-1.
I thought the guys all did a hell of a job, especially the O-line protecting, and Warren obviously had a big game. Downs had a big game. It was overall, it was good, and then JT ran hard like he always does.
Head coach Shane Steichen's team will travel to L.A. to play the 4-2 Chargers Sunday. IU football on the move, 6-0, 3-0 in the Big Ten, number 3 in the AP Top 25 poll. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to continuing live coverage of breaking news.
Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. All 20 living hostages have been returned. This started at 1 a.m. our time right here in Indiana. This was 8 a.m. Tel Aviv time. Hostages starting to be released. First 7, then in 2 other tranches, 20 living hostages. All of them returned to Israel. Now a question of whether or not we will be able to, or if Israel will be able to get back all of the remains, whether or not that will be seen by the world. President Trump then headed to the Knesset, where he met with hostage families, and right now, more than 2 hours late, is gearing up to speak in front of the Knesset. He is the 4th American president to do so. The 4th American president to speak in front of the Knesset. It was Jimmy Carter in 1979, Bill Clinton in 1994, and George W. Bush in 2008. Donald Trump being the 4th. Right now, it is Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister, who has switched from the Hebrew to the English. Remember, he was educated in the United States. Speaking about his thanks to President Trump, the greatest friend Israel has ever had in the White House, all the things that he has done, Benjamin Netanyahu making a list of things Trump has done for Israel, and speaking now.
Why did God save me? Mr. President, my friend Donald, I've seen some very tough things in my life. But I couldn't bring myself to watch those boys suffering again. So I didn't see this film except once. Yet Sabine, their mother, has had the strength and fortitude to show this film across the world. And my wife Sarah and I asked her, Sabina, how do you do it? Why do you do it? And she answered, I do it to show the entire world the monsters Israel is fighting and the justice of our cause. This is what she's doing once again in Los Angeles. Sabine, you can hear me now, so I want to tell you on behalf of all of us, you embody the spirit of our biblical heroines, Deborah, Ruth, and Esther. You too are the spirit of Israel, and we all salute you. Mr. President, you asked me on our many conversations during the 12-day war with Iran, you asked me, how are the people holding up? And I said to you, our people are strong. Israelis are a nation of lions with unlimited resolve to defend our country and secure our future. The people give strength to our soldiers, and the people give strength to me and to my colleagues. The Jewish people have risen from the ashes time and again, but when we formed the State of Israel and the Army of Israel, we pledged never again would be defenseless against our enemies. And that resolute strength not only assures our survival, it assures our future, it assures peace.
So the Prime Minister will keep speaking and then turn it over to the President there speaking at the Knesset. I'm going to bring it to you. Keep it here. We will break in the very second the President starts speaking. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Fall in Indiana is prep season. Bet you didn't know that. No, wait, you did. The smart time to get your home ready before the temperatures drop and the snow gets here. Because here's the truth. Your roof, your siding, your gutters, your window problems, they will not fix themselves. One missing shingle turns into a leak. Clogged gutters turn into an ice dam. And a drafty siding or bad insulation means sky-high heating bills all winter long. That's why you need Moss Roofing. Family owned right here in Indiana for over 30 years. Moss Roofing gives you a free, no obligation inspection. They'll spot the problems now before the cold settles in so you're not scrambling in January. And here's a bonus. Thanks to new energy tax credits and Indiana Energy Saver rebates, you can save big on insulation and efficiency upgrades. That's money back in your pocket while protecting your home. Don't wait. Call Moss Roofing today, 317-747-3665. Tell them Tony Katz sent you, 317-747-3665. Get your home winter ready this fall with people you can trust. Moss Roofing, 747-3665 or online at Moss, M-O-S-S, mossroofing.com.
20 ribeyes for $35. That's 20 ribeyes for $35 at 2 locations in Indianapolis going on now. 20 ribeyes for only $35 in the Hardee's parking lot near Walmart at West 86th Street and Michigan Road. Just look for the big truck. Also in the Hardee's lot at the corner of Franklin Road and Pendleton Pike. Also on the big truck is cases of T-bones, fillets, New York strips, burgers, and a whole lot more. Big truck sale. Marinated chicken breasts too. Don't wait. Big steak sale at 2 different locations. In the Hardee's parking lot near Walmart at West 86th Street and Michigan Road. Also in the Hardee's lot at the corner of Franklin Road and Pendleton Pike. 20 ribeyes for just $35. Don't wait. Everything must go. Last chance this week. Big truck sale. That's 20 ribeyes for $35. West 86th Street and Michigan Road, and the second location in the Hardee's parking lot at the corner of Franklin Road and Pendleton Pike. Get there before the truck is gone.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Do you suffer from sore feet, back, knee, or hip pain? The Good Feet Arch Support System has helped many people find relief, like Tim.
I'm always telling my colleagues who have sore feet, this is the greatest thing. I'll even take my shoe off and show them. And I believe in the product so much. When you have something that works, you kind of want to share it with people. It worked for me, maybe it can work for you.
Or do you wake up at night with heel pain, like Crystal?
I would wake up in the middle of the night with all kinds of pain in my heels and in my arch. So I went to the Good Feet store. And ever since then, I've been pain-free. I wear them every day. I wear them when I walk, at the gym, when I work. They're great.
Get back to walking, working, and exercising, and imagine a life without pain. No shots, no surgery, no medication. You've got nothing to lose but your pain. Stop into the Good Feet store today for a free fitting and test walk. We're located in Castleton by the Fashion Mall or in Greenwood, just off the 65.
Thanks to the Good Feet store. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Traffic on the fives. Matt Bear, what's going on?
Let's stay clear. Shelby or Raymond. Right now, westbound Raymond is blocked at Shelby Street. That's to the west of I-65 because somebody got hit by a car earlier this morning and police are investigating. Also looking at northbound 65 on the south side now. Slow Raymond into the south split because of construction. Fishers crash northbound 69 near 126th Street. 2 right lanes. Blocked, traffic jammed. Back to State Road 37 for a 13-minute delay. Eastbound 465 at Allisonville Road. That's a stall blocking the right lane. No delay at the moment. And back to the south side at southbound 65. The exit ramp to Keystone Avenue. Crash on the exit ramp. The ramp is partially blocked. Traffic is sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 48 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:46. Get back to it. We've been covering the president, Donald Trump. He is in Israel right now as the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, speaks.
And President Trump's unmatched global leadership. I have to tell you, I've seen a lot of American presidents. I've seen them all in the time that I've been here, and I've been here quite a lot of time. I've never seen anyone move the world so quickly, so decisively, so resolutely as our friend President Donald J. Trump.
All 20 hostages have now been returned, those who are alive. All 20 hostages are now in Israel, being looked at hospitals, being reunited with family. And the word on the street is that Donald is about to become the biggest name in all of Israel. In 10 years, every single kid is going to be named Donald, including the girls. It's just going to be the name. So the heaping of the praise is happening, and certainly a reminder that there are still threats out there. The president from here heads to Egypt. He'll be heading to Sharm el-Sheikh, where there is going to be a security conference that takes place. This was supposed to be small, and this has grown. I believe there are now 20 countries that are involved. It was that Benjamin Netanyahu was going to attend, is now not going to attend, according to sources. He won't be there. A Jewish holiday that takes place starting this evening. That's what he is citing as his reason not for being there. Now, while this is going on, we should be clear. We're going to bring you whatever it is President Trump has to say. I'm going to try and bring it to you in full, in every single way. There are some other news stories that are taking place. The shutdown is still going on. I know, shocking, but true. And from what we're hearing, we're now hearing about those federal workers being fired. The White House Budget Office saying that mass firings of federal workers have started. Now, some argue this is the attempt to get the Democrats to come to the table. Maybe. Or this is smart policy. One of the, you can take your pick. You can take your pick on whether you think this is about pressure or just good policy. Do we need these people? The Budget Office saying in a court filing that well over 4,000 employees would be fired. But the situation is fluid and rapidly evolving, meaning the funding situation. Treasury would lose 1,400, Health and Human Services lose 1,100, Education and Housing would each lose over 400 staffers. Then you have Commerce, Energy, Homeland Security, and the EPA. They were all going to fire hundreds. If they aren't necessary, let them go. Not angry with them, not upset with them, but I do not need to pay anybody who is not essential for my safety or survival. And with that, you can just stop paying everybody in the Department of Education. We don't need that anymore. It doesn't work. It doesn't provide any value. We don't have to kid ourselves. We don't have to lie to ourselves. The Department of Education does not bring us ungats. So let's not act like it does. Let's not act like our kids are better off, that the education is that much better. It's not, and we know it's not. I favor this move. Let me give you another move that I favor. I favor redistricting. Ladies and gentlemen, we 10,000% should be doing so. J.D. Vance was in town last week, and then you hear Republicans are saying, well, we should be taking a look at this, and the head of the Republican Party is saying, well, we should be really focused on this. I have heard every argument, and I must tell you, I find the arguments lacking. They're focused on this and not property taxes. Take 10,000 people, 10,000 Hoosiers, walk into the Capitol and demand a special session on property taxes. Don't leave until they do it. Take over every office. Peacefully, of course. Don't leave until they do it. They ain't holding a special session because they ain't afraid of you. Now you tell me, Tony, that's not toning down the rhetoric. Okay, first, I don't believe in toning down the rhetoric. I want to be perfectly clear about that, and I will explain why. I will get to that in full on Tony Katz today at noon. This toning down the rhetoric nonsense. For our entire history, if you want to get the attention of your lawmaker, you got to make sure you get their attention. Does that mean be physical? Gosh, no. Does that mean pressure? Absolutely. That's ratcheting up the rhetoric. Get bent. I would tell anybody in the Republican Party, of course it's about pressure. It's about the difference between the thermostat and the thermometer. The politician is the thermometer. They measure the temperature. The people are the thermostat. They raise and lower the temperature. I've been saying this for years. Not about to apologize and not about to stop. Go get it done. Stop telling me about it. And anything having to do with property taxes, which, by the way, I wholeheartedly agree, are criminally insane. They're nuts. And if anybody thinks that we did a good job this year, you're out of your heads. You screwed the pooch, and you know it. And for the cities to say, we're losing money here, we're losing money there, we hear you. We're paying more, and we feel like we're getting less. Could you stop being adversarial with Hoosiers for just 5 minutes? That would be great. You can have a special session on property taxes and a special session on redistricting. Because redistricting is the conversation about what kind of future do we want as a nation. And what it is we have allowed to happen regarding our representation and how our representation works. Of course we should be redistricting. Well, it's unpopular and it's going to rally the Democrats. Rally the Democrats to what? I'll get into that. But right now, President Trump is about to take the lectern. Let's do a quick check on traffic. Matt Bear, what do you got for us?
Let's avoid Shelby at Raymond Street on the south side. Somebody was hit by a car near that intersection, and right now, westbound Raymond Street closed just to the west of I-65. Also on the south side, crash on the exit ramp from southbound 65 to South Keystone Avenue. The ramp is open, partially blocked, slow traffic, not quite to Raymond Street, but we do have a backup there. Fisher's crash northbound 69 near 126. Two right lanes closed, stop to 37. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio. Package. Hurry. Offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
So President Trump taking to I thought he was going to take to the lectern, but no, we've got somebody else taking to the lectern right now. The president will speak soon. He is there at the Knesset. Of course, the Israeli hostages have been freed, all 20 now in Israeli, back home in Israel. So we will get to that. We will take as much of the break as we can. Right now, when the president starts speaking, we will jump back in. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Buy more, save more at Scandinavian Designs Furniture. For a limited time, save $200 instantly for every $800 you spend in store. It's the perfect way to complete your look for less. Or splurge on your dream piece, from living room to bedroom. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at ScandinavianDesigns.com.
Scandinavian Designs Furniture in Castleton and at ScandinavianDesigns.com.
So, where's the lake?
Not here.
But it says Great Lakes Honda of Fishers.
Right. I just don't see a lake.
Well, who needs a lake when you can lease a 2026 HR-VLX all-wheel drive for $309 a month and $0 down?
That definitely won't soak our bank account.
Oh, it's the old Honda of Fishers.
Great Lakes, great people, great cars.
But no actual lake. Visit our showroom off State Road 37 today. Tax and title fees not included with approved credit through Honda Financial. In-stock new Hondas only. 10,000 miles a year. Not combinable with other offers. Loyalty or conquest rebates may apply. Offer ends October 31st. See dealer for details.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
Want in on special WIBC contests?
That is correct.
Join the text club. Text WIBC to 317-239-9393. Exclusive giveaways are just a text away.
Fostech is American-made firearms made right here in Indiana. American craftsmanship meets cutting-edge innovation. Their lightweight AR-15s are incredible, and they don't sacrifice dependability or durability. Advanced machining capabilities create incredible products, and they are all designed, machined, assembled, and tested right here in Indiana. Fostech, owned by a family that has served and loved their country. Find a dealer near you or visit Fostech.com. That's F-O-S-T-E-C-H, Fostech.com. Use promo code WIBC for 10% off your order.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Football season's back, so it's time for our annual Sit, Sleep, and Eat sale. Lowest prices of the year on all Lazy Boy, Flex Deal, and Smith Brothers. Save up to $800 on mattresses by Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and King Coil. And save up to $400 on the Big Green Egg. Free delivery, interest-free financing. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-757-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
Attention Indiana homeowners, are you dealing with a wet and moldy crawl space? Hi, I'm Adam Swain with Swain Co. Crawl Space and Basement Repair, your real, local, Indiana family-owned experts dedicated to fixing your crawl space right the first time. And with our new, no interest, no payment financing, you can get the repairs you need without breaking the bank. Don't let crawl space water problems dampen your spirits. Call Swain Co., Indy's most trusted waterproofing experts at 317-407-1868 or swaincollc.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, why Indianapolis Colts fans are waking up happy as the Colts played on Sunday. What IU's win on Saturday did for them in the latest AP Top 25 poll, why ATF agents were in a Canby neighborhood yesterday, and why a former IU ball player is in jail. Those stories after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis on a Monday morning. It's 7 o'clock.
This is a Fox News alert. Hamas has released all 20 living hostages. I'm Dave Anthony.
The 20 men were handed over to the International Red Cross in 2 separate groups before being transferred to the Israeli military. Back home after more than 2 years of detention in a war zone. The bodies of 28 hostages who died are still to be handed over. Israel has begun the process of releasing nearly 2,000 prisoners and detainees in return.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. This is the first phase of the Trump-brokered ceasefire plan that stopped the war in Gaza.
These monsters take babies as hostages. In response to this barbaric attack on October 7th, Israel did what it had to do.
That's Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the Israeli parliament a few minutes ago.
The price of these victories has been heavy. Nearly 2,000 of Israel's finest were lost, nearly half in battle.
Now, the war in Gaza also left 67,000 Palestinians dead, and Netanyahu was sitting right next to President Trump when he made his speech.
Donald Trump is the greatest friend that the state of Israel has ever had in the White House.
And in a few minutes, President Trump will address the Israeli lawmakers in the Knesset. We're told he will say this is a historic dawn of a new Middle East, that peace is not just a hope we can dream about, but a reality we can build upon. And he'll say the focus now is on restoring stability, safety, and economic development for Gaza to give Palestinians the better life their children deserve. It's day 13 of the government shutdown. And Vice President Vance is warning that more federal workers could be fired. The next Senate vote trying to end a Republican-Democrat standoff over new funding will be tomorrow. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The Indianapolis Colts are alone up top the AFC South. Clear radar, 50 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 77 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick for Guardian Wells Financial, and here's what's trending at 7:02.
Hey, we talked about it last night. We talked about it on Monday, right? Belief, discipline, and relentless effort will get you to a victory. And that's what we did for 4 quarters. Give yourself a round of applause.
The reaction in the locker room on Sunday after a 31-27 win for the Indianapolis Colts over the Arizona Cardinals. Head coach Shane Steichen says nothing is guaranteed in the NFL.
That's this league. You know what I mean? A lot of this league is what happened today. It's a back and forth. I thought our guys, handled it well on the sidelines, and then we knew it was going to be a back and forth game as we started getting going. And it was great, to see the offense there at the end go down and get that touchdown and go up 31-27 there.
Steichen's team is 5-1. They head to L.A. to play the Chargers, who are 4-2 on Sunday. Indiana football made the biggest jump in the top 10 this week, rising 4 spots to number 3, their highest ever AP poll ranking. You've probably heard Indy Metro Police say this before.
Community involvement is critical anytime that we have an incident, no matter the scale. When our community calls in and raises alarm to something that's going on, it can point our officers and detectives in the right area.
That's IMPD Officer Drew Brown speaking after a gas station shooting Saturday that killed a man. They're still looking for whoever shot and killed him. IMPD also says there was a shooting that left a man dead on the northeast side and another one on the west side Sunday that left a man in bad shape. Former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez was released from a hospital on Sunday and taken to the Marion County Jail for booking. Here's Jake McDaniel.
This was after the stabbing incident that happened on October 4th, say police. Sanchez was stabbed several times in the torso, and he was in the hospital for about a week before he was taken into custody. Sanchez initially faced 3 misdemeanor charges, and a felony charge was added several days later. A judge says Sanchez must be in jail before he is allowed to leave the state. He is set to appear in court on November 5th. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
More college football. Notre Dame is now 13th in the country after beating NC State. Here's Len Clark.
Notre Dame flexed its balance and depth Saturday, rolling past NC State 36-7. Quarterback C.J. Carr threw for 342 yards and 2 scores, while Jeremiah Love found the end zone twice on the ground. The Irish defense was relentless with 4 sacks and 3 interceptions and a safety, and held the Wolfpack to just 51 rushing yards. It was disciplined, dominant football as Notre Dame controlled the tempo from start to finish. Len Clark, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 7:05, traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Ryan? The South Side's having a morning right now. We are looking at Shelby Street at Raymond Street. Please avoid. Somebody was struck by a vehicle earlier this morning, and right now westbound Raymond Street all bottled up at Shelby Street, and traffic is being diverted there, and Shelby Street closed as well as Raymond Street. Also a crash on the south side. This is the exit ramp from southbound 65 to Keystone Avenue. The ramp is open, partially blocked, jammed up back to Raymond Street. Fishers northbound 69 crash at 126 or a couple of miles after State Road 37. 2 right lanes are closed. Traffic is jammed. Back to State Road 37. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy Button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom print shipping services. Even passport photo Staples. That was easy. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
I apologize. It wasn't traffic. Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist. What are we feeling?
Hey, good morning. We're going to look for lots of sunshine today. It's going to be a beautiful day. High temperatures right around 76 degrees. Look for clear skies tonight. No weather worries at all, with lows falling to 53. Sunny skies and even warmer on Tuesday. Some spots could be getting awfully close to that 80-degree mark on Tuesday. And we'll continue to see dry conditions on Wednesday with highs right around 70.
Hastings of Wish TV. Thank you, Tara. 48 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time right now is 7:06.
This is breaking news.
So we have the President, Donald Trump, in front of the Knesset, the Israeli parliament. All hostages were freed earlier today. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Great to be with you. All 20 living hostages are now back safely in Israel. Some have already been reunited with their families. More to come. You have the president, who has been listening to the speeches from the Speaker of the Knesset, from the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and now from Yair Lapid, who leads the opposition party. This will then bring the speech from President Trump. It is my plan to bring that to you directly. Completely uninterrupted is the plan. Also, to discuss the Colts with a very lucky win against the Cardinals. Now, a win is a win, and you take the win. Colts 31, Cardinals 27. Jacoby Brissett, formerly of the Colts, 27 of 44 for 320 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. He had a fine day. Daniel Jones, 22 of 30, 212 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. It's exactly who he is. This is exactly what he needs to be doing. Manage, manage, manage. That's it. Every step of the way, just manage this team. But it's Jonathan Taylor with 123 yards on the ground. That's just incredible. We have a defense that bends and kind of breaks. We have a defense that isn't doing enough of the heavy lifting. That's the story there. And in the college ranks, of course, people are talking about the firing of James Franklin from Penn State, and some people blaming Cignetti for it, which is pretty funny. It's pretty funny that that's happening. But I think the story here is IU 30, Oregon 20. You now have IU ranked number 3, sorry about that, in the world. I'm sorry, in the country. Speaking of the world, President Trump now speaking.
Nice. Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, esteemed members of the Knesset and cherished citizens of Israel, we gather on a day of profound joy, of soaring hope, of renewed faith, and above all, a day to give our deepest thanks to the Almighty God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
We will carry the entirety of the president's speech. Keep it right here. Tony Katz, 93, WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis.
Years in darkness and captivity, 20 courageous hostages are returning to the glorious embrace of their families, and it is glorious. 28 more precious loved ones are coming home at last to rest in this sacred soil for all of time. And after so many years of unceasing war and endless danger, today the skies are calm, the guns are silent, the sirens are still, and the sun rises on a holy land that is finally at peace, a land and a region that will live, God willing, in peace for all eternity. This is not only the end of a war, this is the end of an age of terror and death and the beginning of the age of faith and hope and of God. It's the start of a grand concord and lasting harmony for Israel and all the nations of what will soon be a truly magnificent region. I believe that so strongly. This is the historic dawn of a new Middle East. I want to express my gratitude to a man of exceptional courage and patriotism whose partnership did so much to make this momentous day possible. You know who I'm talking about. There's only one, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Bibi, please stand up. And he is not easy, I want to tell you. He's not the easiest guy to deal with, but that's what makes him great. That's what makes him great. Thank you very much, baby. Great job. And let me also convey my tremendous appreciation for all of the nations of the Arab and Muslim world that came together to press Hamas to set the hostages free and to send them home. We had a lot of help. We had a lot of help from a lot of people that you wouldn't suspect, and I want to thank them very much for that. It's an incredible triumph for Israel and the world to have all of these nations working together as partners in peace. And it's pretty unusual for you to see that, but it happened in this case. This was a very unusual point in time, a brilliant point in time. Generations from now, this will be remembered as the moment that everything began to change, and change very much for the better. Like the USA right now, it will be the golden age of Israel and the golden age of the Middle East. It's going to work together. I'd like to thank several great American patriots for their invaluable help in getting something done that almost everyone thought was absolutely impossible. We were wasting our time. So many people said, "You're just wasting your time." But we weren't, because we had talented people working with us, and we had people that loved your country, and frankly, people that loved the region. They loved the Middle East. I want to thank my friend Steve Witkoff. You know, Steve was chosen by me. He never did this before, but I knew him as a few things. He was a great businessman, but I know a lot of great businessmen, to be honest with you. He had tremendous negotiating skills, but I know a lot of people that negotiate pretty well, although it is an art. But there are people that can negotiate pretty well. But most importantly with Steve, he's just a great guy. Everybody loved him. Everybody. I mean, I know some negotiators that are so good, but you wouldn't have had peace in the Middle East. It would be in World War III right now with some of these guys. Everybody loves Steve, and they respect him, and they somehow can relate to him. I've known him for many years, and I've seen it over and over again.
Ooh, some people decided to yell.
Please expel this Knesset member. Please expel this Knesset member.
Not surprising that you could have some loudness. Not surprising you could have some fools.
Please expel him immediately.
So you now have some members being expelled from the Knesset. And as you can see, I've got the video, there is no messing around whatsoever. We'll do a quick traffic, Matt Bear, if we can, if you're up for it. Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what's going on?
South Side, looking at Raymond and Shelby Street. Avoid the area if you could. Somebody was struck by a vehicle earlier this morning, and I was told serious bodily injury. So right now, westbound Raymond is closed at Shelby. Southbound Shelby closed at Raymond. Now, still on the south side, this is a stall on southbound 65 at the exit ramp to Keystone Avenue. The right lane is shut down in the southbound direction of travel, and traffic is backed up to Raymond for a delay time of 13 minutes. Crash cleanup continues in Fishers. This is northbound 69 near 126th Street. The right lane is blocked. Traffic is slow. Back to State Road 37. Traffic sponsored by Staples. Have you heard the Staples? Easy Bunton is back with even more easy press it for custom print shipping services, even passport photos. Staples. That was easy. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 48 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:17. The president continues speaking in front of the Knesset. We're bringing it to you live. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Those members were expelled from the Knesset, and Trump's response, that was efficient. Back to the president.
If I were president, a shame. 7,000 young soldiers a week are being killed.
He's talking about Ukraine right now.
It's a shame. Should have never happened, but it did happen, and we won the race, and I took over this horrible war that's been raging, and I thought it would be easily settled. I thought it was a hell of a lot easier than doing what we just did very successfully with Israel and a lot of other people. But this came first, and we'll get that one. But I set up a meeting for him to meet with President Putin, thinking it would be a 15 or a 20-minute meeting. Steve had no idea about Russia. I had no idea about Putin too much, didn't know too much about politics, wasn't that interested. He was really good at real estate, but he had that quality that I was looking for, and I didn't see it around in too many ways. And I set up the meeting with Putin, and I called. I said, is Steve finished yet? That was about a half an hour into the meeting. No, sir, he's not. He's still inside. This is in Moscow. I said, well, how's he doing? I don't know, sir. He's still inside. I called up an hour later. Let me speak to Steve. Sir, he's still with Putin. he's with President Putin. I said, wow, it's a long meeting, 1 hour. I called up an hour later, he was still with Putin. 3 hours later, he was still with Putin. 4 hours later, he started to get the word that he was going to be coming out soon. And in 5 hours, he came out. I said, what the hell were you talking about for 5 hours? And he says, just a lot of interesting things. We're talking about a lot of interesting things, including what he went in there for, but you can't talk about it for 5. You can talk about it for a certain period of time, and you know what you're getting. But that's a talent. That's a talent where you can do that. Most people I'd send in, number one, they wouldn't be accepted. Number two, if they were the meeting would last 5 minutes. And that's what happens with Steve. Everybody loves him. They love him on this side. They love him on the other side. And he really is. He's a great negotiator because he's a great guy. So thank you very much, Steve. Very much.
Steve Witkoff, of course, the Middle East envoy who's been front and center in a lot of these negotiations and then engaged in negotiations with Putin regarding Ukraine.
I give a very special thanks to someone who truly loves Israel. In fact, loves it so much that my daughter converted. My daughter converted. I didn't know this was going to happen. And Ivanka's here.
Ivanka Trump, Jared Kushner getting the applause right now.
And Bibi, you do know this was not in the cards for me. You understand that. And she is so happy, and they are so happy. At least I think they're happy. If they're not, we have a big story, right? No, they have a great marriage, and they get along great. They're best friends. They have a very special relationship. But Jared has been so helpful. He really did something very special. He established the Abraham Accords with a group of very wonderful people. I like calling it the Avraham Accords because people that, right?
He never stops. Never. Never, never. Cool. It's unbelievable.
It's so much sort of nicer, you know, the Abraham versus the Avraham. I just don't want to sound too sanctimonious when I do it, so, you know, I sort of split it up. This way we keep everybody happy. But we have some very great talent, and they have no excuses for anything that's taken place because we had some unbelievably good people working on this. And then you're going to add a man named Marco Rubio, who is also here. That's right. And I have a prediction that Marco will go down, I mean this, as the greatest Secretary of State in the history of the United States. I believe that. I believe it. And he and I, you know, we really fought it out. You remember, he was tough. He was nasty. Who the hell thought this was going to happen, Marco, right? And now I'm saying he's going to go down as the greatest. He will. He was always smart and sharp, and people respect him.
Trump does not change for
young,
anything.
But an unbelievable
as he speaks
leader.
now in front of the Knesset in Jerusalem, the hostages released,
thought, right?
all of them, all the living hostages in Israeli custody right now.
Who is our Secretary of War, formerly Secretary of Defense. And as you know, we decisively won World War I. We decisively won World War II decisively. And everything in between and everything before it, we won everything. And then they had the brilliant idea of changing the name from war, you know, it was war, to defense. And with that went a certain thinking. And we fought in a very politically correct way after that. We always had the strongest military, and now we have a stronger military than we've ever had before. Because of my first term, I've totally rebuilt the military, every aspect of it. But we have, if you think, we settled 8 wars in 8 months. I'm now including this one, by the way, if that's okay. They may say, well, that was quick, because yesterday I was saying 7, but now I can say 8. The hostages are back. The hostages are back.
The applause will continue. Let's check traffic really quick as President Trump addresses the Knesset. Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. What's up, Matthew?
South side, let's avoid Raymond Street at Shelby Street. Somebody was struck by a vehicle earlier this morning, and right now, westbound Raymond closed at Shelby. Southbound Shelby closed at Raymond. Also a crash south side. Southbound 65 exiting to Keystone Avenue. A right lane is blocked. Traffic is stopped. Back into the South Split for a 14-minute delay. Fisher's crash northbound 69 near 126th Street. The right lane blocked. Traffic slow for about a mile. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We'll continue with President Trump here. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, talking about he is not a fan of war. His personality means he doesn't like war. He said the words. He is speaking to the Knesset. He is in Israel as the hostages have been released. 20 remaining hostages held in captivity by Hamas terrorists have now been released. To get this done, the Israelis have had to release over 1,700 Palestinian prisoners. But the president speaking now before heading out to Cairo. Let's bring it back to President Trump as we continue with this special coverage of the president in Israel.
The military, I was proud to do it. But some of the things I hated to do, I hated certain of the weapons because the level of power is so enormous, it's so dangerous, so bad. But we have to do what we have to do. We make the best weapons in the world, and we've got a lot of them. And we've given a lot to Israel, frankly. And I mean, Bibi would call me so many times, can you get me this weapon, that weapon, that weapon? Some of them I never heard of, Bibi, and I made them. But we'd get them here, wouldn't we? Huh? And they are the best. They are the best. But you used them well. It also takes people that know how to use them. And you obviously used them very well. But so many that Israel became strong and powerful, which ultimately led to peace. That's what led to peace. So as we celebrate today, let us remember how this nightmare of depravity and death all began. 2 years ago, on the eve of the Simchat Torah holiday, thousands of innocent Israeli civilians were attacked by terrorists, and one of the most evil and heinous desecrations of innocent life the world has ever seen, the worst slaughter of Jews since the Holocaust. The cruelty of October 7th struck to the core of humanity itself. Nobody could believe what they were witnessing. The United States of America grieved alongside you, and we mourned for our own citizens who were so viciously taken that day. And to all the families whose lives were forever changed by the atrocities of that day, and all of the People of Israel, please know that America joins you in those two everlasting vows: never forget and never again. From October 7th until this week, Israel has been a nation at war, enduring burdens that only a proud and faithful people could withstand. It was a very tough period of time. For so many families across this land, it has been years since you've known a single day of true peace. But now at last, not only for Israelis, but also for Palestinians and for many others, the long and painful nightmare is finally over. And as the dust settles, the smoke fades, the debris is removed, and the ashes cleaned from the air, the day that breaks on a region transformed and a beautiful and much brighter future appears suddenly within your reach. This is now a very exciting time for Israel and for the entire Middle East, because all across the Middle East, the forces of chaos, terror, and ruin that have plagued the region for decades now stand weakened, isolated, and totally defeated. A new coalition of proud and responsible nations is emerging, and because of us, the enemies of all civilization are in retreat. Thanks to the bravery and incredible skill of the Israeli Defense Forces and Operation Rising Lion,
Right now, you have those Israeli commanders getting the applause of the Knesset standing at their feet.
Yeah, guys, central casting. Let's put them in a movie. Look at them. Great job. And my people loved working with you. Loved it. They worked so well together. But many of Iran's top terrorists, including nuclear scientists and commanders, have been extinguished from this earth. And with Operation Midnight Hammer, boy, that's a great name for that, what we did last June. The United States military flew 7 of those beautiful B-2 bombers. They look so beautiful all of a sudden. They were always, I thought they were pretty planes. I had no idea they could do what they did. In fact, we just ordered 28 more of them. A little updated version. We ordered a whole pile of them. And almost 100 other planes went with them, including fighter jets. We had 52 tankers, big, beautiful, brand new tankers that were loading them up 4 or 5 times. They've traveled 37 hours back and forth. Think of that. But we had tankers all over the sky for all the other planes. We had the F-22s, the F-35s, F-16s. We had a hell of a lot of planes.
Nothing stops Donald Trump from doing Donald Trump things. And engaging as he does, talking as he does, going off script as he does. I'm going to bring you more of President Trump speaking live right now in Jerusalem. The hostages return, the president taking a massive victory lap because of it. That's why I'm bringing it to you. But we'll go to Ryan Hedrick in the WIBC newsroom right now for the latest. What's happening, what's going on, we'll check in on sports, and then check in with traffic. Ryan Hedrick, what's up?
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
President Trump is touting peace in the Middle East. Clear radar, 50 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 77 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 7:33.
Today, the skies are calm, the guns are silent, the sirens are still, and the sun rises on a holy land that is finally at peace, a land and a region that will live, God willing, in peace for all eternity.
And President Trump speaking right now to the Knesset in Jerusalem after 20 hostages held by Hamas were returned safely to Israel Monday.
Generations from now, this will be remembered as the moment that everything began to change, and change very much for the better. Like the USA right now, it will be the golden age of Israel and the golden age of the Middle East. It's going to work together.
And later Monday, Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will fly to Egypt together to join the Gaza Peace Summit. That news report was brought to you by Michaelis Corporation. And sports on WIBC, Daniel Jones tossed 2 touchdown passes, and Jonathan Taylor scored the go-ahead touchdown with under 5 minutes left as the Indianapolis Colts held off the Arizona Cardinals 31-27.
I thought just mentally the fact we were able to kind of come down and execute down the stretch and make sure we were at our best when we needed to be. I think that goes a long way.
And Jones finished with 212 yards and 1 interception.
Thought I could get it over him to Mo on that play, and he made a great play. I go back and look at it and make ssure I'm taking care of the ball.
Now with the Seattle Seahawks topping the Jacksonville Jaguars 20-12, the Colts are now alone up top the AFC South at 5-1 as they head to LA to play the Chargers on Sunday. IU made the biggest jump in the top 10 this week, rising 4 spots to number 3, their highest ever AP poll ranking after a 30-20 win over Oregon. It's the first time in program history IU has reached the top 10 in back-to-back seasons. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com. At 7:35, traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
Yeah, Ryan, avoid Shelby at Raymond on the south side. Somebody was hit by a car at the intersection, and right now westbound Raymond being diverted to southbound Shelby. Also a crash on the south side. It is southbound 65 at Keystone Avenue. The right lane is blocked, stopped into the south split. Fisher's northbound 69 at 126. Crash blocking the right lane, about a half a mile slowdown as you make your way through there. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry. Offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Baer on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
47 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:36. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. President Trump, he is right now in Jerusalem. He is speaking at the Knesset, the Israeli parliament. The hostages have been returned. Hamas engaged in their own skirmishes in Gaza with other clans that killed 54. As reported, 14 also Hamas fighters killed. These terrorists still not giving up in destruction of their own people, or so we're told. But the hostages have been returned. Israel, to get this done, has returned over 1,700 prisoners. But right now it is about the victory lap. After this, President Trump will head to Egypt to have a security meeting. Now, usually we do the marketplace right now, brought to you by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's your cash. Go get it. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Fast, easy, free to use. Go get that last paycheck that you forgot about or that dividend. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Go now. I am sharing this speech from President Trump. Made a command decision to do so. I bring it back to President Trump speaking in front of the Knesset.
They said 22 years, sir. They looked at it. Our predecessors looked. They studied it. 3 times a year would do drills on that exact attack. And boy, did they get it right. But let's assume they didn't, and let's assume there was large-scale nuclear weapons in the hands of Iran. We couldn't be here today. Even if we signed the deal, which we couldn't do because a lot of people would not want to have anything to do with it, we took a big cloud off of the Middle East and off of Israel. And it was my honor to help. But it isn't it true, though, that can you imagine the same let's assume, Bibi, the same documents, we had everything the same, but you had somebody out there that was, in the opinion of everybody, all-powerful in the Middle East. They took a big hit, didn't they? Didn't they take a big hit? Boy, oh boy. They got hit from one side, from the other. And you know, it would be great if we could make a peace deal with them. And I think that's me. Would you be happy with that? Wouldn't it be nice, I think? Because I think they want to. I think they're tired. Somebody said, sir, they're starting their nuclear program again. I said, let me tell you something. They're not starting anything. They want to survive. The last thing they want to do is start digging holes again in mountains that just got blown up and start. They're not doing it. They want to survive, okay? But I think we have a chance. Steve, you, and I think Jared, come on, I'll call you back for another one. We always bring Jared when we want to get that deal closed. We bring Jared, but Steve, you and Jared and the General and Pete and Marco, you'll get that deal done easy. I think that'll be easy. But first we have to get Russia done. We got to get that one done. If you don't mind, Steve, let's focus on Russia first, all right?
The guy is just...
In Lebanon, the dagger of Hezbollah, long aimed at Israel's throat, has been totally shattered. My administration is actively supporting the new president of Lebanon in his mission to permanently disarm Hezbollah's terror brigades. He's doing very well. And build a thriving state at peace with its neighbors. And you're very much in favor of that, I know. And it's good things are happening there, really good things. And with this week's ceasefire, we've achieved the most challenging breakthrough of them all. The most challenging breakthrough maybe ever. I mean, I've never seen anything like. I've been involved in a lot of success. I have never seen anything like what's going on today all over the world. People are dancing in the streets, not just in Israel. They're dancing in the streets of countries that would have never danced in the street about what's happening today. They're dancing in those streets. So this long and difficult war has now ended. You know, some people say 3,000 years, some people say 500 years, whatever it is. It's the granddaddy of them all. And in an unprecedented achievement, virtually the entire region has endorsed the plan that Gaza will be immediately demilitarized, that Hamas will be disarmed, and Israel's security will no longer be threatened in any way, shape, or form. So Israel, with our help, has won all that they can by force of arms. You've won. I mean, you've won. Now it's time to translate these victories against terrorists on the battlefield into the ultimate prize of peace and prosperity for the entire Middle East. It's about time you were able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Mr. Opposition Leader. I said he's a very nice opposition leader. I think... No, he's a nice man. Bibi, he's a nice man.
President Trump is going to keep doing President Trump things. We'll take the break on the radio side, bring it back to this. I have a lot of other things to cover. So, Kylan, you can run that break right there. Keep it here. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Of all the times to buy a new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete offer details. Offer ends 10/31/2025.
Muslim world gathered.
Guys, Indianapolis is ranked number 2 among 2025's hottest markets. Home values have risen, holding strong. It's a great time to sell. Hire the team with proven systems to maximize
brilliant but very long speech.
Your equity. Sell your home with Mark Dietel. Maybe what you want is a fast, guaranteed, no-hassle home sale, but you don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. Mark Dietel is the only real estate expert trusted and recommended with the sale of your home. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed-upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You just pick your move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Luke and Emma in Franklin said, we began building our new dream home and we needed to sell our old place at a great price to pay for it. The Mark Dietel team made it easy with multiple offers in the first weekend and closed in 25 days at the price we wanted. Call the local Indianapolis agent, trusted and recommended. The agent who guarantees your home sold or he will buy it. That's Mark Dietel. Call today, 317-755-4232. Get all the details or go online to markdietel.com. That's Mark Dietel, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
Oh, no. Stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Pat Sullivan here with a weather update. It's October, and we still have no clue if your AC should be blasting or your furnace needs to start kicking. Better have both prepared with a $49 AC unit and furnace maintenance from Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Is it sweater weather or tank top weather? Nobody knows. But we do know that you can ensure total comfort inside your home for only $49. Call my friends at Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today.
They've backfired completely and totally. They've just totally
Traffic
backfired.
on the fives. Matt Bear, what's up?
Looking at southbound Keystone Avenue crash at South Keystone Avenue, blocking the right lane, stop traffic back to the south split for a 29-minute delay. Also south side, westbound Raymond Street, still shut down at Shelby Street. Somebody was hit by a car earlier. And right now, Raymond being diverted to Shelby Street. Also southbound Shelby closed at Raymond. Southbound 65 crash at South Keystone Avenue, right lane closed. Traffic stopped into the south split, delayed 29 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry! Offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
47 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:46.
This is breaking news.
Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. It's President Trump speaking in front of the Knesset, the Israeli parliament. The hostages being freed this morning. All 20 who are still alive returned to Israel. The remains coming next. Hopefully that will work out as well. The president has been speaking now for about 25 minutes, speaking about the scourge of anti-Semitism and how it doesn't work. And now addressing the parliament. Let me bring it back to President Trump.
Fill them up. Now you have peace. You have people that really like Israel. I'll tell you what. And they like Israel a lot more today than they did even 5 weeks ago. You've made a lot of, you've come back. You've come back strong because it was getting to be a little nasty out there in the world. And ultimately the world wins. You can't beat the world. I would say to Bibi, it's now time. And he understood it better than anybody because ultimately, you know, the world's a very big place. And I've said a lot. I said, this piece of land is very small. It's unbelievable what you've done with that tiny. You look at a map even of just not the world, the Middle East, and you have this little dot. And think of what you've done. It's incredible. It's incredible. But the world is loving Israel again. And I said to people, you know, the world is big and it's strong. And Ron, ultimately, the world wins. And we don't have to worry about that now. But there was getting to be a period of time over the last few months, you know, the world wanted peace and Israel wanted peace. Everybody did. Everybody did. And what a victory it's been, right? What a victory it's been. If you would have gone on for 3-4 more years, keep fighting, it was getting bad. It was getting heated. The timing of this is brilliant. And I said, Bibi, you're going to be remembered for this far more than if you kept this thing going, kill. It would be it would not be the same. And I just want to congratulate you for having the courage to say, that's it, we've won, and now let's enjoy our lives and let's rebuild Israel and make it stronger and bigger and better than it's ever been before. We're going to do that. Took a lot of guts. And the choice for Palestinians could not be more clear. This is their chance to turn forever from the path of terror and violence. It's been extreme, to exile the wicked forces of hate that are in their midst. And I think that's going to happen. I've met some people over the last couple of months that want to see it happen very much. And after tremendous pain and death and hardship, now is the time to concentrate on building their people up instead of trying to tear Israel down. We don't want that to happen again.
That would be nice.
And the total focus of Gazans must be on restoring the fundamentals of stability, safety, dignity, and economic development so they can finally have the better life that their children really do deserve after all these decades of horror. I intend to be a partner in this effort in the sense that we're going to help and we're going to do something that became unbelievably popular. Everybody wants to be on it. It's called the Board of Peace, okay? How about that? Is that a beautiful name? Like a board of peace.
Oh, good Lord.
The only bad thing from my standpoint, every single nation involved has asked me to be the chair, and I'll tell you, I'm very busy. I didn't count on that, but you know what? If we do it, we'll do it right, and we have unbelievable power and wealth, because you're going to need wealth. You're going to need wealth to rebuild things, and they have wealth like few people have wealth. I want to thank the Arab and Muslim nations for their commitment, because they've made to support a safe rebuilding of Gaza and beyond. I have many Arab countries, very wealthy countries, that came up and said, we'll put up tremendous amounts of money to get rebuild Gaza, and I think that's
the question will be, Mr. President, as he's speaking to the Knesset, how are you going to deal with Iran and their funding of terrorism? How are you going to deal with other nations that are supportive, including the Qataris, which we're engaged in way too chummy of a relationship with? These questions are legit and real. They're going to come up. That there's money for rebuilding? Well, people see a value in the rebuilding. They see a return in the rebuilding, right? Some people do it for the love of the game. Some people do it because they want a return. I assume this is a good 50-50 mix in people engaging in that investment. But the question, of course, will be, how do you ensure the safety and security of the American people? That's the key question. And that's what people are going to be looking for. How do we ensure a Middle East that ensures we have a better, thriving, safer society? And I don't think that's an awkward question. I think that a safer Middle East simply means a safer society overall. And if those engaged in terrorism realize that they can't win the game, you encourage less terrorism. Which is why what Canada and the UK and Spain and Australia did in recognizing Palestine is so awful. It's giving them reasons to go at it again. That's the fundamental flaw of their plan. As for this plan, getting the hostages back was everything. And they did it. And for that and that alone, Trump deserves every accolade in the world. And most importantly, I would tell the president that it may still come, but no Nobel Peace Prize can do you better than this. No Nobel Prize will ever be stronger, ever, than what you did to ensure these 20 human beings were able to escape hell. Nothing. Matt Bear has got traffic for you guys. Matt Bear, what's going on?
Southside westbound Raymond Street still closed as Shelby Street because of a crash. A pedestrian was struck critically injured, and right now traffic on westbound Raymond being diverted to southbound Shelby Street. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
Pat Sullivan here. I've got a fall lifesaver for you, gutter helmet. You know what fall means in Indiana? Leaves, piles of them. And if you've got gutters, you've got a problem, unless you've got gutter helmet like I do. I haven't cleaned my gutters in years. Why? Because gutter helmet does the dirty work for me. This isn't just a cover. It's a patented system that allows water to flow through while the debris slides off and your gutters stay clear. No more ladders, no more scooping out soggy gunk. Just peace of mind. Thousands of Central Indiana homeowners have already made the switch. Gutter helmet has been America's #1 choice for gutter protection since 1981. And it's been protecting my home every time it rains. And right now they're offering a 15% discount plus 12 months no interest financing. But don't wait. This deal ends October 31st. Call 800-5HELMET for your free no pressure estimate. That's 800-5HELMET or visit gutterhelmetindy.com and never clean your gutters again.
Truck drivers, don't miss out on the unmatched consistency of a Schneider driving job. At Schneider, you can find a driving position that fits your lifestyle and goals, all while getting the pay you deserve. Plus, Schneider drivers operate state-of-the-art, well-maintained equipment and have access to award-winning benefits and a 24/7 support team. Explore Schneider's huge selection of driving jobs today and find your perfect fit at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
Of all the times to buy new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete offer details. Offer ends 10/31/2025.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
Technology Recyclers is the safe and ethical choice for your computer and electronics recycling. R2 certified, 100% landfill free, guaranteed destruction of data, and absolutely free pickups. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
Everyone is talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation. Like your neighbor Dennis.
I was in the process of refinishing my garage and, trying to turn it into a man cave. So I started searching, online, and I ran across Galaxy.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is not epoxy. It's better.
First thing I wanted to do initially is I wanted to repair where the concrete had eroded. They said they could do that. I said, well, heck, let me go ahead and get the entire floor covered.
Commercial or residential, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
They were so courteous and respectful of the home and the property. And when they're done, they cleaned up, picked up, swept up. It was like they were never there.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com now. That's Galaxy Concrete Coatings. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We're out of this world.
I would recommend Galaxy over any other competitor, hands down. You're going to be taken care of and you're going to be satisfied. These guys know what they're doing.
Picture this. Your career ends, your paycheck stops,
Suddenly you're conducting your retirement with no sheet music. Don't let that happen. I'm Jason Hutchins, and after years of guiding Hoosier families through retirement planning, I put together some of the most important lessons into one simple, easy-to-read book, Orchestrate Your Retirement, a guide to composing a financially tuned plan. Get a copy mailed to you at no cost. Call 317-660-929. That's 317-660-929. This book is packed with real-world stories and strategies on income, Social Security, taxes, and how to protect what you've worked so hard to build. Call Guardian Wells Financial at 317-660-929. That's 660-929 and ask for your copy. No pressure, no strings attached. Supplies are limited, so when they're gone, they're gone. Orchestrate your retirement. The rhythm of your future starts here.
Investment advisory services offered through Creative One Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. Guardian Wealth Financial is not affiliated with Creative One Wealth or with any government agency. Licensed insurance professionals.
Blow sediment and gunk out of your well, plus a 6-point inspection and 30% off all of it. Wow. C&J, great systems, great people. 317-852-WELL.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, why there's a heavy police presence on Indianapolis' south side this morning, why football fans are waking up feeling enthusiastic in what police are saying about a shooting at a gas station. Those stories and more coming up after Fox News on a Monday morning. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis in the capital city. It's 8 o'clock.
This is a Fox News alert. Hamas sets the hostages free, and President Trump is in Israel to celebrate with them. I'm Dave Anthony.
Today, the skies are calm, the guns are silent, the sirens are still, and the sun rises on a holy land that is finally at peace.
The president also just told Israel's parliament,
this is the end of an age of terror and death and the beginning of the age of faith and hope and of God.
And then President Trump, who's still addressing lawmakers in the Knesset now, also thanked
all of the nations of the Arab and Muslim world that came together to press Hamas to set the hostages free and to send them home. We had a lot of help. We had a lot of help from a lot of people that you wouldn't suspect.
And he'll soon meet some of them going to Egypt next. Now, as part of the Trump-brokered ceasefire plan, Israel's also releasing nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners into Gaza, where the Hamas terror attack triggered, also killed 67,000 Palestinians. News of the 20 living hostages being freed was celebrated in Israel. People cheered and chanted and sang there in Tel Aviv, but what about the remains of the 28 hostages Hamas is also supposed to hand over in the first phase of the ceasefire? Well, a statement from hostage families just out says they're shocked and dismayed that only 4 bodies will be returned today. For a 13th straight day, most of the federal government is closed, and the next vote to end the shutdown is tomorrow in the Senate, where Republicans and Democrats remain in a standoff over funding. Some workers deemed essential are still on the job, including federal investigators at the scene of Friday's explosion at a munitions plant in McEwen, Tennessee, west of Nashville, that left 16 people dead.
Because we are impacting a government shutdown, that does not release any of these dedicated professionals from showing up and, again, providing answers to this community on what happened to their loved ones.
ATF Assistant Special Agents in Charge, Tyra Cunningham. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
2 teams and only 1 loss between them. Clear radar, and it's 51 degrees on Monument Circle, going up to 73 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick, and here's what's trending at 8:02.
And time is going to run down on the Arizona Cardinals. And the Colts improved to 5-1 on the season. It'll be the Indianapolis Colts 31 and the Arizona Cardinals 27.
That's Matt Taylor on the Ascension St. Vincent Radio Network Sunday as Shane Steichen's team now heads to L.A. Sunday to face the 4-2 Chargers. Indianapolis sits up top the AFC South at 5-1 after the Jacksonville Jaguars lost to the Seattle Seahawks 20-12. The IU football team is 6-0 after a 30-20 win over Oregon Saturday. They jump 4 spots to number 3 in the AP Top 25 poll. There are a lot of cops right now on the south side of Indianapolis as the intersection of Raymond and Shelby Streets is blocked off after police say a man was hit by a truck. That truck left the scene and later came back. The driver is cooperating with the cops. Matt Baer will have more in a couple of minutes and the WIBC Traffic Center. Mark Sanchez booked into the Marion County Jail Sunday and released after posting bail from his hospital bed. Jake McDaniel with the details.
Sanchez was taken to a hospital after he was stabbed many times in the torso on October 4th in downtown Indianapolis. He was initially arrested on 3 misdemeanor charges, and Indy Metro Police released a booking photo of him. He is set to appear in court next month to face charges, including battery with injury. Jake McDaniel, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
An explosion in a Canby neighborhood Sunday spread fire to 4 homes, and investigators say something just doesn't sit right with them about the fire.
Fire spread to the adjacent house to the north. With the result of the fast-moving fire, the 2 adjacent homes were damaged. Luckily, there was nobody that was injured because working smoke detectors early stages in the morning, everybody was able to get out.
That's Brandon Perry, the Madison Township Fire Department. He says ATF agents are helping them figure things out. A man was killed in a shooting Saturday at a Marathon gas station along Kentucky Avenue. That's on Indianapolis' southwest side.
Historically, we've seen as the summer months come to a close, violence tend to take a downturn. But this was a beautiful Saturday. It's once again been interrupted by gunfire.
Indy Metro Police Officer Drew Brown says they're looking for whoever shot this man. They're also looking at shootings on the west and northeast sides. That shooting on the northeast side killed the person. Indiana's blackout license plates are bringing in new revenue for the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. The BMV said Sunday that it sold more than 40,000 of those specialty plates, and the state has brought in nearly $1.5 million. I'm Ryan Hedrick on The Level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 8:05, traffic on the 5s. What are you watching, Matt Bear?
Yeah, Ryan, we keep an eye on this intersection, Raymond Street at Shelby Street, after somebody was critically injured in a crash of a pedestrian's truck. And right now, westbound Raymond closed as Shelby Street, being diverted to southbound Shelby, and southbound Shelby shut down at Raymond Street, just best to avoid the whole area. This also has us backed up into the south split on southbound 65. That delay stretching back past Washington Street to Michigan Street. Northbound lane stop and go, Raymond into the south split. It's a construction zone. On the north side, eastbound 465 slow from Michigan Road, 231 Meridian. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Tara Hastings, Wish TV meteorologist, what are we feeling?
Hey, good morning. We're going to look for lots of sunshine today. It is going to be a beautiful Monday. We're going to see temperatures above normal with a high right around 76. Tonight, look for mostly clear skies. Lows will fall to 53. And then heading into Tuesday, even warmer. We'll look for temperatures into the mid and upper 70s. Could be flirting with 80 degrees under sunny skies. We could definitely use some rain. Unfortunately, we're going to continue to be dry, I think, all throughout the work week with temperatures above normal into the 70s.
That is Tara Hastings of Wish TV. Thank you, Tara. Appreciate you today. We've got 48 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:06. Usually it's the popcorn moment brought to you by Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. But we were covering the president's speech there in the Knesset as the Israeli hostages have been returned. So we didn't get to it. So I'll give it to you now, because what a better way to introduce JMV as we talk Colts, as we talk IU. Your kitchen, your bathroom, your master bedroom, your basement, your master bath, whatever it is you need redone in your house. If it's inside your 4 walls, Booher Remodeling is the call, because, just like IU got the makeover, your house could need a makeover. It will get it with Booher, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. With their 5-step design process, it takes care of everything. First, understanding what you need, what it is you're looking for, what is it you're trying to do. Then they come in with the best materials, the most skilled craftsmen, a vision of what it is you're looking for based on what it is you're looking for, and then they go to work. You know what's happening every step of the way. They deliver quality work on time with a service-oriented attitude. Boer Remodeling. Talk to them today. 317-852-5546. Tell them Tony Katz sent you. 317-852-5546. Boer Remodeling. 852-5546 or online at Boer. BOOHER, BoerRemodeling.com. JMV joins us from 93.5, 107.5 The Fan. I want to get to the Colts, but first, IU 30, Oregon 20. And this team is only third in the nation. What say you?
I thought it was the most impressive, the most physical, Tony. And I've watched decades of IU football, mostly bad, but sprinkled in sometimes some good. And I've never seen an IU football team on both sides of the football, especially up front, play that physical or out physical somebody like Oregon, to the point where you were watching that game on Saturday. It kind of felt like Oregon was a little shell-shocked about the way they were being treated by IU football, physicality-wise. And I've never seen an IU football team like that. And then the other thing that stood out to me, Tony, on Saturday is the bounce back. Normally, IU football, you and I talked about this after the Iowa win a couple of weeks ago. You know, normally those are the types of games they lose. Normally they go away when things didn't go right, or you make a big play, or, you know, something happens to you unforeseen, and you don't get back from it. IU responded every single time against a top-notch team in a very difficult environment on Saturday. I can't stop with the pats on the back, because that was just something that we have never seen out of IU football. It was awesome, and why shouldn't it continue?
Is the argument that Oregon thought that they were Oregon and everyone's going to be afraid of them, and here walks in IU and is like, hey, you want to know what I think of your mother? Like, it's attitudinal more than anything else?
I think it's this. If you look around, I mean, nationally, it's like IU has to prove, reprove, continue to do that to build every single time. You know, last year was fluke, and this year the scheduling has been soft and all this. You have to prove every single time, and that's just going to be the nature of the game for the foreseeable future for this football program. But I'm telling you, it looked like Oregon was not quite ready for the physicality that IU brought, and I cannot remember a time when an IU football team did that in that environment against a team like that on the road. And now you start looking, well, can they run the table? You start thinking about, you know, the Big Ten championship game and things like that, because the schedule is of such to where they should continue to win football games starting this weekend against Michigan State.
Now let's bring it over to the Colts, 31-27 over the Arizona Cardinals. We have a bend and little bit break kind of defense, because if you take a look at the numbers of Daniel Jones, 22 for 30, 212 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. That's how he does it, minus the interception most times. Jonathan Taylor, 21 carries, 123 yards. That's how he does it most of the time. This is a story of our defense, which is bend, don't break, but sometimes they a little bit break. Is this a defensive problem that Lou Anarumo has, or is this something else?
It is. It is. I mean, it's something we probably should put on microscope a little bit here in the secondary and up front. And I was talking about this on TV last night. Something has to give on this. I mean, really, something has got to give up front. You got to get more pressure on the quarterback, or you have to be better in protection on the back end. And we knew that Charvarius Ward, with that mishap in pregame warm-ups, was going to take out your best secondary defensive player, problematic. But it was bad against Jacoby Brissett. We watched Jacoby Brissett, the former Colts quarterback, carve them up simply yesterday. So something has to get better. But I will also tell you this. It's not all about the negative, because that is a game in which the Colts, in the past handful of years, Tony, would lose. They would lose that game and then have the potential of going back-to-back losses, having to go to Southern California next week. So they did, and a shout-out to Jonathan Taylor. I thought he was great, and you mentioned Daniel Jones making some big passes late in that game as well. I thought we found out a little bit more about that Colts team for the good, but considering the defense, some things have to be done because you're not going to be able to get away with it with better teams if your secondary looks like that while there is no little to no quarterback rush up front. They got by this time. Next time they may not be so fortunate.
That is JMV, the voice of sports in Indiana, 93.5, 107.5 The Fan, and I agree. In years past, the Colts would have folded, and they did not. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. Custom jewelry is not... Oh, is it something I said? Did I press the wrong button? I hate it when I press the wrong button. I'm going to keep talking. You need power. And what's your plan when you don't have any? Your plan should be Generator Supercenter. Talk to them today about getting a Generac automatic standby generator for your home. Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. So easy to work with. They take care of the installation. They take care of the monitoring. They've got the technicians, the electricians to make sure everything is working great. Doesn't matter why the power goes out. Sometimes the power goes out. The grid could go down. Ice on the power lines. Lord only knows what it could be. The question is, what are you going to do when it happens? And the answer is Generator Supercenter. And get a free estimate on your Generac automatic standby generator for your home. Talk to Generator Supercenter today. Find out how easy it is to work with them. Check out the showroom at 96th at 69 or give them a call. 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter, 317-827-0808. That's 827-0808.
Why do so many foundation, basement, and crawl space companies ask for half your money up front? Could it be because that's easier to get than earning all your trust? At the Michaelis Corporation, they believe trust is earned, not demanded. That's why they do things differently. They start with a free inspection, no strings attached, to give you an honest assessment of what your home needs. No pressure, no surprises. When it's time for the work, they don't ask for a deposit or any upfront payment. Not a single dollar until the job is complete and you're 100% satisfied. That's how they've been earning trust for over 39 years. Whether it's sagging floors, moisture control, concrete repair, or a full crawl space encapsulation, you can count on Michaelis for repairs that last. Don't trust just anyone with your home. Choose the company that puts your trust first. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY today. That's 844-FIXED-INDY. The Michaelis Corporation, building trust beneath your feet.
Traffic on the fives, Matthew Bear, what's going on?
On the south side, we're still staying clear of Raymond Street at Shelby Street. Somebody was pedestrian-involved accident from earlier this morning, and right now westbound Raymond is being diverted to southbound Shelby. Southbound Shelby being diverted to westbound Raymond. Please avoid the area. Traffic sponsored by Moderna. Mnex Spike COVID-19 vaccine, mRNA by Moderna, is now available and easy to find near you. To learn more, visit mnexspike.com. That's mnexspike.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
47 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time right now is 8:16.
20 ribeyes for $35. That's 20 ribeyes for $35 at 2 locations in Indianapolis going on now. 20 ribeyes for only $35 in the Hardee's parking lot near Walmart at West 86th Street and Michigan Road. Just look for the big truck. Also in the Hardee's lot at the corner of Franklin Road and Pendleton Pike. Also on the big truck is cases of T-bones, fillets, New York strips, burgers, and a whole lot more. Big truck sale. Marinated chicken breasts too. Don't wait. Big steak sale at 2 different locations. In the Hardee's parking lot near Walmart at West 86th Street and Michigan Road. Also in the Hardee's lot at the corner of Franklin Road and Pendleton Pike. 20 ribeyes for just $35. Don't wait. Everything must go. Last chance this week. Big truck sale. That's 20 ribeyes for $35. West 86th Street and Michigan Road, and the second location in the Hardee's parking lot at the corner of Franklin Road and Pendleton Pike. Get there before the truck is gone.
Custom jewelry is not out of reach with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. At PA Jewelers, you can customize any piece of jewelry for that special someone. PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. Gold, diamonds, gemstones, and of course those watches from Flederman Von Riest, assembled right here in Indiana. Custom designed jewelry with PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse. Custom jewelry made just for you. PA Jewelers, 3750 South Green Street in Brownsburg. 317-456-4010. PAJewelers.jewelry.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. If you're living with a chronic condition like diabetes, chronic heart failure, or a cardiovascular disorder, you might count on extra support with your health care too. That's why United Healthcare offers chronic special needs plans with extra benefits and a large provider network to choose from. Visit uhc.com/Medicare to find out if you qualify today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Indiana can count on. Provider network may vary in local market.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion? That's billion with a B. Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, even passport photos. Staples, that was easy.
Want to be part of the conversation without waiting on hold?
We're sorry. All of our representatives are still assisting other customers.
Join the Text Club. Direct access to your favorite WIBC show. Text WIBC to 317-239-9393.
Oh, I could hide neath the wings of the blue.
I often think of Gary Dick as one of the Monkees. No? No? Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you inside Indiana Business with Gary Dick right now. And listen, big news day going on all across the globe, but always something going on inside Indiana Business, going on in this state. There's a story that you've got about a report out of D.C., Gary Dick, regarding the amount of investment. We've got Honda, Subaru, Toyota. They have invested nearly $12 billion into Indiana. But what we talk about is actually losing part of, I think it was Toyota, leaving for or not bringing more here, I think bringing it to Kentucky. So the big question is exactly how much does auto contribute to Indiana's economic future, and is that future really safe and sustainable?
Yeah, Tony, and you mentioned the foreign automakers in Indiana that have really set up shop, if you will, over the past couple of decades, several decades, and investing a lot of money into the state of Indiana. That report that you mentioned came out last week. Big numbers, big jobs. You mentioned Toyota in Princeton, Southwest Indiana. 8,000 employees at that massive facility. And you also mentioned the fact that that facility lost a bit of investment, some of the work going to a Toyota plant in Kentucky, not a positive for the state of Indiana. But overall, as you look at that investment, Indiana continues to be the most manufacturing-intensive state in the country. And the auto industry remains a very important piece of that, and not just the domestic automakers, but Toyota, Honda in Greensburg, obviously SIA in Lafayette, those companies contributing big time and employing lots of folks. Speaking of employing lots of folks, Bombardier
pretty worthwhile name, aircraft manufacturer, opening a service center at the Fort Wayne International Airport, which is not one we often think of, in terms of the travels that we take. International refers to the length of the runway, by the way. That's what makes something a regional airport versus an international airport, is the length of the runway, so therefore the kinds of planes that it can handle. But this is I think, a really good story about Indiana growth and a great value. Tell me more.
Yeah, and you and I, Tony, have talked a lot about the fact that the state of Indiana, not just Indianapolis, not just central Indiana, needs to participate, if you will, in the economy and get some of these economic development wins. That's representative of this investment that was announced late last week. The company looked throughout the Midwest at a number of airports before deciding on Fort Wayne International. Multi-million-dollar investment, expected to have about 100 jobs at Service Center for the jets that they're servicing, that they provide to the business community, government, and a number of entities. So a real win for Northeast Indiana, but also, Tony, I think the statewide nature of it, but also the fact that it is an industry of the future, if you will, that Indiana is pursuing when it comes to economic development and wanting to get investment. These jobs pay typically well above, skilled jobs pay above the state average. And there are the kinds of jobs that every state in the country is going after. So a big win for Fort Wayne. And in this aerospace and defense sector, that's where there's a feeling there's a real opportunity for Indiana as you look at companies like Rolls-Royce and Raytheon. L3Harris in Fort Wayne is another big company doing big defense work. Crane in southern Indiana. So there are a lot of assets here. In fact, I talked with Senator Jim Banks last week in D.C. about this, and he feels as though this could be a tipping point as you look at the investment in Fort Wayne for more things to come in the future.
In the same breath, talking to Gary Dick from InsideIndianaBusiness.com, Knox County, you have this story that there was a plan to build a $79 million bioplastics facility in Vincennes, and now that's being suspended. We giveth, we taketh away. Why is this not happening?
Yeah, and the company is Agro Renew, and it was really an interesting and I think a positive story on a number of fronts. This was a startup that kind of incubated down there in an incubator in downtown Vincennes, and had big plans. A 200,000 square foot facility, $80 million investment. Essentially, what they were going to do, and Hoosiers know that's big melon country. In Knox County in southwest Indiana. The whole idea was to take the waste from melon farms and to create biodegradable plastics, straws, grocery bags, other types of things like that. Again, a major investment, but that has been put on hold. A number of areas were cited, quote-unquote, unforeseen circumstances related to delays in getting equipment deliveries and some challenges regarding the viability of the project. We'll see where that goes. The promise was for 300 jobs that could have been part of that deal. We'll see where it caught a lot of people by surprise, but a real example of what could happen in Indiana when it comes to the ag biosciences and startup activity that's being shelved, at least for now.
Gary Dick, InsideIndianaBusiness.com. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Matt Bear has got traffic on the 5s. What's up, Matt?
Yeah, looking at the south side westbound Raymond, shut down at Shelby Street because of a crash from earlier this morning involving a pedestrian. And right now, westbound Raymond being pushed to southbound Shelby. Southbound Shelby closed at Raymond. Also, north side, eastbound 465 slows from Michigan Road over to Meridian 31. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, Hammer and Nigel here. Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you you. It could be low testosterone. You got to take action now. Synergenetics and Low T Center can help reclaim your energy with a quick and simple free T-test. So visit a local Synergen X or Low T center and receive pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded like the other clinics. Experienced providers increase your testosterone to the level that is right just for you.
Treatment is covered by most major health insurance. Book that free T-test right now at trtmvp.com. If your energy is slipping away, it could be low testosterone. Synergen X and Low T Center offer a quick, free T-test. Get pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, personalized by experts just for you. Most insurance covers it. The best you is waiting. trtmvp.com. That's trtmvp.com.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how retailers become constantly connecting must-visit shops. How restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with our reliable business internet. Plus, stay connected when you add Wi-Fi backup for just $35 a month. And ask about a $400 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Wireless Connect requires business internet for additional monthly charge. Taxes and other fees extra. Prepaid card offer ends 11/16/25.
Truck drivers, the holiday rush is here. Take advantage by becoming a Schneider driver. By driving for one of America's busiest carriers, you'll stay busy during the holiday season and throughout the new year. Plus, as a Schneider driver, you'll have access to top quality driver support and newer equipment spec'd with the latest safety and comfort features that drivers want. Don't wait. Get a jump on 2026 by exploring jobs in your area today at SchneiderJobs.com. That's SchneiderJobs.com.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Of all the times to buy new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete offer details. Offer ends 10/31/2025.
Struggling with chronic joint pain? Don't want risky surgery or endless pills? QC Kinetics is your answer. Our non-invasive treatment stimulates your body's own biologics and has a fantastic success rate without lengthy recovery or harmful medications. Ready to live your life pain-free? Go to QCkinetics.com/Indianapolis or call 317-559-PAIN and get a no-obligation consultation. Whether it's stem cell, PRP, or a number of other revolutionary therapies, QC Kinetics should be the last call you make. Call 317-559-PAIN.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A declaration by President Trump. Clear radar, 48 degrees on Monument Circle, going up to 75. I'm Ryan Hedrick for Scandinavian Design, and here's what's trending at 8:31.
So many families across this land, it has been years since you've known a single day of true peace. But now at last, not only for Israelis, but also for Palestinians and for many others, the long and painful nightmare is finally over.
President Trump addressing the Knesset in Israel about the recently signed peace deal to end the war between Israel and Hamas.
To all the families whose lives were forever changed by the atrocities of that day, and all of the people of Israel, please know that America joins you in those two everlasting vows: never forget and never again.
Hamas killed about 1,200 people in Israel during the October 7th attacks and took hundreds of prisoners. Meanwhile, President Trump sought to ease trade fears over the weekend after threatening 100% tariffs on Chinese imports in response to restrictions on rare earth minerals.
I am optimistic that this can be de-escalated, but we're willing to do whatever it takes and to adopt whatever posture it takes. And again, this is a global problem, and I think our global allies will follow us on this.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent on Fox Business a couple of minutes ago. A nor'easter is moving up the East Coast toward New England, raising the risk of flooding and strong winds.
The winds are still gusting close to 40 miles an hour. It is a nasty night out here. The only thing that could make it worse if the temperature was any colder, it's now right around 59 or 60, so it's come down. Sand is being picked up by these winds, so we've got some blowing sand.
That's Fox Weather's Mike Seidel reporting from Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, where state leaders have activated the National Guard to help with the storm response. The federal government shutdown continues today on Columbus Day. The Senate has held 7 votes on short-term funding plans from both parties, all of which have failed. Lawmakers won't try again until tomorrow. And your meal in Los Angeles may soon come by robot.
Food delivery app DoorDash is linking up with Serve Robotics to use their bots to make deliveries to customers. Both companies announced they've signed a multi-year deal for delivery in parts of Los Angeles. Serve's robots look like a self-moving bucket on wheels and travel on sidewalks. Their robots, however, will actually be giving human gig workers a run for their money, just like people who take gigs from different platforms. Serve robots will take delivery orders for both DoorDash and Uber Eats, even in the same city.
That's Fox's Eben Brown reporting. And sports on WIBC, the Indianapolis Colts needed a win to stay on top of the AFC South on Sunday, and Jonathan Taylor made sure they got it.
Jones, quick pitches to the left side to Jonathan Taylor, cuts up, he's in! Touchdown! Touchdown! I-N-D-Y for Jonathan Taylor.
Matt Taylor had the call on the Ascension St. Vincent radio network. Jonathan Taylor powered in from 1 yard out, finishing a 9-play, 66-yard drive and giving the Colts the lead. They held on to beat the Cardinals 31-27, moving to 5-1.
I thought the guys all did a hell of a job, especially the O-line protecting, and Warren obviously had a big game. Downs had a big game. It was good, and then JT ran hard like he always does.
Head coach Shane Steichen, the Colts will travel to L.A. Sunday to play the 4-2 Chargers. IU football is on the rise. The Hoosiers 6-0 overall, 3-0 in the Big Ten. After a 30-20 win over Oregon, they jump 4 spots to number 3 in the AP Top 25. In Game 1 of the ALCS last night, the Seattle Mariners now lead the Toronto Blue Jays by a game after beating them 3-1. The NLCS starts tonight as the Milwaukee Brewers host the LA Dodgers. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Pear.
All right, police pulled out of the intersection at Shelby and Raymond and westbound 70 South. Westbound Raymond, southbound Shelby Street, both reopened to traffic. Looking at southbound 65, that traffic has cleared up on the main line of the interstate from the south split to South Keystone Avenue. Northbound 65 slow from Raymond into the south split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
49 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time right now is 8:36.
How bad is it? Don't sugarcoat it. Give it to me straight. Want coffee?
I think I need some coffee.
Time to fill up on the news. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Time to fill up on the news. Presented by Simple Quarters. Need to sell your home without the hassle. Sell your home to people you can trust. Call Simple Quarters. 317-900-HOME. Simple Quarters. 317-900-HOME. The Dow futures are up 363. This because Trump's saying to China, don't worry. No, the tariff thing will be fine. You made a mistake, Xi Jinping. We'll work it all out. It'll be cool. Everybody's happy. NASDAQ futures up over 400 right now. Oil prices down $59.41 a barrel on the West Texas crude, 63.24. on the Brent crude. We'll be talking about that. The 10-year Treasury down a little bit to 4.059. Yet the gold prices, the bid right now on gold, as I look at it, $4,080, and on the silver, $51.57. I'll have more coming up in a bit, covering, of course, President Trump's speech to the Knesset there, to the Israeli parliament, live from Jerusalem. A lot still more to get to and a lot to catch up from. Keep it here. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220. That's Tony Katz to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
The Voice of Health Minute with Dr. Robert Prather of Holistic Integration.
One of the things that's actually very important is like the liver. The liver enzymes should be within a very certain range, which the medical profession and the disease care model has a much wider range. We're very much more specific, and if we can just bring the liver back into normal function, it's amazing how many things actually start working better. Chronic sinusitis, one of the things that we find is the liver is the main detoxifier of the body, but if the liver isn't detoxing as well as it should, it sends the toxins up to the mucus of the sinuses for detoxification and getting rid of the toxins that way. Just clearing up the liver is one of the well-known things to do for sinus problems. We get those things balanced out even though they're like, well, you know, it's my sinuses, doc. Why are you working on my liver?
Yeah, liver's kind of far from the sinuses.
Yeah, right. And it's all very important.
The Voice of Health with Dr. Robert Prather, Sundays at 8 p.m. or anytime at thevoiceofhealthradio.com.
Well, since my baby left me.
It's a tribute to the king of rock and roll. On October 17th and 18th, Frankie Marino and family come to the Hilbert Circle Theater to perform some of Elvis's most famous hits with conductor Enrico Lopez Yanez and the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra.
So lonely, goodbye.
Don't wait. Get your tickets today. Tickets on sale now at IndianapolisSymphony.org or the ISO box office downtown.
Hey, listen to this. All I needed was a new starter. Got a great deal on eBay. Did it myself.
Yeah, that's cool. But how about the soft purr of an upgraded exhaust when it fits just right?
For me, it's the little things, like these new windshield wipers from eBay I installed.
From small fixes to big upgrades, eBay has all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet, so make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
Hi, I'm John Ray, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. Getting engaged? So friends, listen up. Shane Company engagement rings are protected with our all-inclusive free lifetime warranty. We stand behind the same quality we've offered since 1929. Our rings are crafted to last. It's why our warranty is the only one that protects your center stone. We also cover repairs, resizings, cleanings, and so much more. That's money you keep for you and your family. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
If you're experiencing a hardship and need to quickly sell your home, we may be able to help. Simple Quarters has helped over 3,000 families sell their homes in Indiana.
Simple Quarters has helped me by allowing me to sell my house. It's given me the financial stability to be able to move and go on with that next chapter. Simple Quarters was the best option for me because there was no BS involved. It was simply straightforward, to the point, honesty. And that is what made me go with Simple Quarters. There was nothing that I didn't expect. They didn't have hidden fees. They didn't ask me to go get an appraisal. They didn't ask me to have a surveyor come out. This has probably been one of the easiest experiences in my life. And if I ever have to do it again, I would call Simple Quarters again. Simple Quarters absolutely kept their word through the whole process.
Call Simple Quarters 317-900-HOME. 317-900-HOME.
What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity, of course, and it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, prioritizing your most important connections, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. And it would let you stream 4. That's right, 4 games on one screen. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. It would be proactive and fix problems before you knew you had them. Impressive, right? And it would have security features that protect you from threats at home and online. Kinda like a force field for your life. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, well, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected, no matter what. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
Of all the times to buy a new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. Get 0% APR for up to 48 months on 2025 Lincoln Corsair, Nautilus, or Aviator. Plus get a $1,000 Tom Roush Trade Assist bonus. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Subject to credit approval. Not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete offer details. Offer ends 10/31/2025.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion. That's billion with a B. Yeah, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words Micro. That's pound 250, Micro.
Transform your backyard this fall with Indie Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends November 1st. Visit IndieDecorativeConcrete.com for details.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what are you doing?
Intersection at Raymond Street and Shelby Street on the south side. All cleared up now. Both directions, both streets reopened from an earlier crash involving a pedestrian. Also checking out northbound 65. That's still stop and go before Raymond into the south split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by Indie Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indie Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry! Offer ends November 1st. Visit IndieDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear on the 5, said WIBC Traffic.
We have got 48 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:46.
Nobody knows where they might end up.
I know this. I know this.
I believe you do.
I almost want to say, Carl, do you have the list that Carl uses, Producer Kylan?
Yeah.
Okay, so this isn't a repeat?
Not that I saw.
Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. It's time to play America's favorite game. What the heck is that television theme song? Here is how we play our game. Producer Carl, who's out on assignment, usually plays a television theme song from yesteryear. I have to guess what it is. It's producer Kylan, who has been in, handled today, by the way, Kylan, like a champ, as we're covering live everything that was coming out of Israel. President Trump's visit there, the hostages being released. They are home, all 20. To get them, Israel released 1,700 prisoners. And yet still there are remains of Israeli hostages and others that have not been fully returned yet, and we don't know if they actually will be, which is another story in and of itself. I'll have more on the political ramifications and what's coming next on Tony Katz Today at noon. But right now I have to guess what that television theme song is. Now, Dave in the chat, so the chat room is allowed to help me if you live stream at WIBC.com, or I should say YouTube.com/WIBC. Dave believes he has the answer, but I should phone a friend and ask Matt Bear. Matt Bear, allow me, what is this television theme song?
That's Chernobyl, Tony.
Nice. Well done.
Not? It's not.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
I don't have a good answer for that one. I first thought it was Dollhouse. It is not Doogie Howser. Dave in the chat room said Grey's Anatomy.
Is that your final answer?
And no, chat room, that is not the theme to My Mother the Car. That is... Some stuff dies hard, man.
Not this.
Look what you did, Matt.
Ma's going to live forever because she's a car.
I'm going to go with Grey's Anatomy. Final answer. Good job, Dave, in the chat. That is the theme. Television theme song to Grey's Anatomy. Well done. Well done. Guys, we have a lot to get to on Tony Katz today at noon. This speech that Trump gave, the return of the hostages, what comes next. And we still have this security meeting that's taking place in Egypt in a couple hours. So what comes from that is the question. We need to have more redistricting conversations tomorrow. I brought this up earlier. I get there are people who are legitimately opposed to redistricting in Indiana, but the argument of, well, why aren't we worrying about property taxes? That is not, to me, a valid argument. The argument of, well, the Democrats are going to be united. What? The Democrats got united about abortion. You know how many statewide races they won? 0. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Well, the independents are... I believe that this is why people don't make moves, because, look it's going to be so bad. What if it already is bad? I'm not interested in a conversation about meekness, and I will get to that for sure. But there is a bunch more happening, including is the United States sharing intel with Ukraine to take out Russian infrastructure, which would be a fascinating story of, you should have worked with me when you could, Vladimir. Now I found myself a new girl, and she's super pretty. That's basically what's happening. And the Trump-China story on tariffs, and why this market is right now exploding when on Friday it was crying. Because Trump's cooled the water, or at least trying to. But we just need to understand what a problem China is. This rare earth story is bigger than we know. Oh, and the left has now decided that Antifa isn't real. It's adorable, pathetic, and while some people may not like redistricting as a political move, the left won't admit that a violent organization is a violent organization. You tell me how Hoosiers are going to vote. I'd like for the Republicans of Indiana to start acting like it, if you don't mind. But I will discuss that with you at noon. I'll discuss it also tomorrow morning in case you miss the noon show. Looking forward to it. Kylan, well done. Well played today. I've got Matt Bear with traffic in 3 minutes. Keep it here. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Buy more, save more at Scandinavian Designs Furniture. For a limited time, save $200 instantly for every $800 you spend in store. It's the perfect way to complete your look for less. Or splurge on your dream piece, from living room to bedroom. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at ScandinavianDesigns.com.
Scandinavian Designs Furniture in Castleton and at ScandinavianDesigns.com.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Kevin Reinhardt says this family-owned business has a lot of pride in their work.
Danny started the business back in 1986 here in Danville, and we take a lot of pride in the town of Danville with a lot of repeat customers, people that I've known basically all my life. And it's just nice to continue to do the service that they trust for over 30 years.
You can trust Reinhardt Heating and Cooling, 317-745-4526. Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard dealer.
With 11 locations, Tech Credit Union's Chief Information Officer, Zach Hohulin, relies heavily on applied innovation and Arctic Wolf, an AI-driven cybersecurity platform.
We've been so impressed with that platform that Applied recommended that we now have gone back repeatedly to Applied.
Being a financial institution, Applied Innovation plays a critical role protecting your members.
It's almost a new Cold War, right? You have to have cybersecurity insurance, and you have to start partnering with organizations that will step in and help you manage that.
And having Applied Innovation as your cybersecurity partner?
It makes me a lot less anxious because I'm able to sit back and know that we're in good hands and not have to worry about it. I get to sleep at night.
Don't risk your data being hacked or exposed to ransomware threats. Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com. And sleep better knowing your network's secure.
Okay, we are running a car drive right now to help veterans all across America. So if you have an old car, truck, or van, even a motorcycle or an RV sitting around, you can right now give it away and help the vets. They really need your help. And your car will help support the vets and their families. And guess what? You even get a tax donation. Plus, we'll even come and pick up your car for free. And all you've got to do is pick up your phone right now and make a free call. Now is the perfect time to do something good for the vets. Give back to the vets right now for all they've done for this country. And your old car can really help them. So call the Veterans Car Donation Program right now for free pickup of your vehicle. Help the vets and help your taxes at the same time. Call right now.
800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. 800-883-3024. That's 800-883-3024.
Traffic on the fives. Matthew, Horatio, Ignatius. My God, that shirt is small. Bear. What's going on?
What's happening, Tony? Southside crash, eastbound 465, exit 82 I-65. Right lane is currently blocked. Those ramps to I-65 are currently open. Northbound 65 Southside stopping. Go traffic from Raymond into the South Split because of construction and a crash on the southeast side. Brookville Road at Arlington Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Indy Decorative Concrete. Transform your backyard this fall with Indy Decorative Concrete. Get a free outdoor furniture set with their best stamped concrete patio package. Hurry, offer ends November 1st. Visit IndyDecorativeConcrete.com for details. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and